It's all in a big damn hurry. Hi, Twitch.
I'm still getting set up, so nobody look yet.
Stop watching. Stop
watching this.
Don't look at me.
Your eyes.
Okay, so I got to make sure. Okay, my Twitch is not. Okay, good. I'm just going to kill that video, so I have to look at that. There we go.
Right, sorry, I'm done with that.
And recording locally. Yep. Wave. Good.
Oop. Yep.
Dials and numbers are all doing things I expect dials and numbers to do.
Important note for all the new people.
Finally.
It never gets old.
I was super worried that there wouldn't be googly eyes.
Woo!
Really dodged a bullet there.
Wait, are you gonna crank down on that whole bottle of champagne?
Fucking A, man. 500.
You do realize we're not there, right?
This got real.
With the monitor once in a while.
This got real.
Okay. So we are.
We're not doing emails, right?
No emails.
Okay.
No.
Hey,
No emails.
hey, Twitch
We're-
chat, type something. I want us to make sure this is working.
They're typing stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I
here
can
it
do
goes.
Twitch on my phone. I forgot about that.
Bending
Yeah, you
them
can
to
do like
will.
chat only Twitch on your phone.
Sean Andrew, are you ready to start this the way we always start these? Which is with you horribly flubbing the opening?
By you emasculating us before we
Yes.
start.
And me being so excited I try to make you laugh.
Yep. So
I
we
love
do
it.
Especially the emasculation part. I'm glad Corey
That's-
really
Really
trying to look forward to it.
That's the bit I remember.
Four.
Yeah, well, it's actually even better the part where I'm like, what date is this for again? 11.
Oh, I put a lot more gin in that than I thought.
Gonna be a good show.
Rock and roll.
It's gonna start
Oh,
slow,
yeah.
but about an hour in.
I'm guessing people can hear us in
Yep.
Twitch, okay?
They're
Yep.
saying they're good.
John, you
All
ready?
right. Well,
It's weird. I'm so
now-
used to Twitch chat telling me that the game's louder than my voice is.
And we did a bad job.
Okay, count me in.
Ready? In 500, 499.
Jesus! How long have you been waiting to make that joke?
500 episodes.
That was it. That was you have to go. Okay. In
Okay.
5.
Do it properly.
Three.
Get up. This is the Gamers with Jobs conference call for May 11th, 2016. I'm your host, Sean Andrich. We are broadcasting live on Twitch. Welcome to our Twitch audience. Joining me here for this incredible 500th episode, we have Mr. Sean Sands.
What up? I haven't done that for a while, have I?
Oh my god.
There's a reason. There were many reasons.
Nope. Love it.
Boy, that's good. Also joining us, Mr. Julian Murdoch.
500 plus hours of my life down the drain.
Down the drain. Probably
So
more
a
like
month of EU4.
Oh, you've only wasted 500 hours of your life? I'm quitting.
Also joining us, Mr. Alan Cook.
I will be exclusively broadcasting from now on in cyberspace.
Nice. We'll be googling
all-
live.
That's all I'm going to do. Every time you're like, "Hey, Alan, what's up?" I'll be just wearing this.
I don't know why you bothered getting a new house when you could just live in a shipping container with your Vive. And you would probably fine. Also joining us, because I am not done, we have Mr. Corey Ademiurge Banks.
Wow, that's been a long time since you've said that.
I
That
know,
feels nice.
feels right. Feels real good. And of course, from a closet somewhere in Seattle, Amanda Knowlton.
Hey!
So,
What's up?
what a trooper. You know, like we have a 500th episode to do, and you just find a nice quiet closet somewhere and you get it done.
To be fair, like on Amanda's 7th episode, I think she did it from her actual phone, like video phone.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's true. So this week, it is our 500th episode. We're kind of throwing the format out the window. We've got a lot of different stuff here. We've got some audio messages from Gamers with Jobs community folks we're going to be playing. We've got a new quiz, a new trivia from Amanda, which I'm sure is going to work great with all of us on here at once.
Oh, it's gonna
with
be a
questions
mess.
submitted from the community, which is really going to be a lot of fun. And you know, it's hard to pull clips from old podcasts, so I really only just pulled one, but it's just one of my personal favorite moments of all time. So we'll play that in a little while, but I think we can still start with video games, because that's what brought us here. It's what we've been doing for 500 episodes, and this is no time to stop talking about video games. So, geez, I think Sean Sands, it's fitting that you would start, because you've had a chance to get into Stellaris.
Yeah,
And,
Stellaris.
yeah, so unsurprisingly, you hate it.
No, well, hate's a strong word. I'm going to go with the opposite of hate, which is I love it. So this is the new 4X grand strategy game from Paradox, who makes a few games I have played in the past. I would say make a note now, because I've so far put about 23, 24 hours in.
Yeah.
So I'm about 1/879th of the way through my total playtime of what will be this game. It's super early. It doesn't actually release till Tuesday, but I am already. I mean, I'm not a reliable narrator here, right? Because what am I going to say? No, it's EU4 in space.
Never were.
Bleh, the worst. No, of course I'm in love with it. It's amazing. What I do want to talk about.
Yeah.
What I do want to talk about is, instead of like how good it is and all that, because it's real good, obviously, go buy it. Is if you haven't played, like if you're not a grand strategy gamer, because I think if you play EU4 or you play CK2, there's not a lot of convincing there. You're either really into it or you're not. It follows a kind of the ethos of the Paradox model. Like all the things are still very, very familiar to me, but their ability to really, really streamline that interface and get it down to something that is far closer in the way it operates to something like a Civilization or a Master of Orion than, a Hearts of Iron 3 or an EU3, something like that. I think those are really the two sort of opposites of the extreme. EU4, Crusader Kings 2 and EU4 to a greater extent were moving that ball into being more approachable. I think it crosses a threshold with Stellaris, which means that Stellaris starts off very, evenly and coherently, and that allows it to tell a very clear sort of tutorial and create this smooth ramp up, which is really sort of the most approachable game they've made to date. It is, at its heart, it's a 4X game. It is, a Master of Orion game with a lot more sort of depth thrown into the middle. You spend more time working with your empire, managing how your population works, exploring and expanding and doing the other X's as opposed to the pure exterminating. Though that part is definitely in there too. So I could literally, this could be a Stellaris only show, and I would go on, and you guys would never talk again, and that would be fine. In fact, it's basically what I've been doing for like 10 episodes on YouTube the past week. But yeah, I'm obviously super excited. I couldn't wait to play it, and it has met my expectations. I'll put it that way.
That's exciting, and I'm actually really excited to give it a try, because you did do a really great video which you tried to kind of show people why this is a little more approachable and whether or not this is the one to dip your toes into. And even though you took Corey Banks and I by the hand and led us into the EU woods,
Yep.
I still didn't start a proper game and keep playing. Like, it was still too much, even with you soothing us through the whole process.
I will admit that I've watched you play EU4, and it's helped me definitely fall asleep at nights when I could not get to sleep.
But I'm not there to just cuddle you and whisper EU4 strategies in your ear, just like, Corey, if you play as the HRE, you can, just like in there.
Yeah, we need to have a conversation about what EU4 and chill means, Sean. But otherwise, no, I mean everything I've actually seen about this sounds really, really cool, and there was no doubt in my mind that you were going to love this. Right, this is definitely like your game. But there is something about this not being historical and being in space that somehow appeals to me more, in kind of the same way that I spent a lot of time playing Endless Space, and I thought that was really cool, and I think it was because of that space vibe. So I think I'm ready for that futuristic feel.
Yeah, I think it provides two things. I think the context takes, there is something sort of inapproachable about, hey, you really want to dig into the 15th century for a while, and it might be, no, I'm good, I'm all right. But there's something a lot of fun about saying, hey, do you want do you want space blasters and to go explore black holes? And yeah, like that's a much easier go-to thing. But because it's not a historical setting, I think that allows it to be a lot freer, right? The historical setting actually puts some handcuffs on you as a game designer, because you can't make Great Britain be like, oh, Great Britain is in the middle of Russia and it's tiny or something like that, right? You have to kind of stick to this idea of these are empires that have already been going for 1,000 years in some cases. This can be much more even right at the start.
And if you are not following at Often Drawn on Twitter, boy, you are missing out on a fantastic picture.
Wow.
Oh, boy, definitely get on top of that. So there you go. That's Stellaris. That's coming out this week on just PC. Is it Mac too, or is it just PC?
It's just PC.
Yeah. Wow, PC. That's way hardcore. So one thing we've all been playing is we've talked about it before a lot. Overwatch.
Oh, it's so good.
Yes.
So it's in. This is as near final release as we're gonna get.
The last wipe. The last wipe is Monday, and we're recording this on Saturday night. And then in 2 or 3 weeks, it's actually launched. I think the 26th. And they haven't changed much, except it feels even better. So that means they've changed something. Because I've dove really hard into this sort of open beta weekend, which I think started on Thursday. It didn't even start on a weekend. And I know some people have had problems getting in and connection issues, but the in-game experience for me seems to be even better than it's been so far. It feels so dialed in. The classes are so perfectly balanced. I'm sure that they've done some tweaking in the patch notes, and I'm just not caught up. But man, is this game good. We've had often 2 full 6-on-6, I think it is, games of nothing but Gamers with the Jobs folks going for the last couple nights. And it's so 24 people. And at one point I counted 50 plus people on my friends list, my Blizzard friends list, all playing Overwatch. And for good reason. I mean, I think this is a game that, that those kids at Blizzard, they may actually be onto this video game thing. That's all I'm saying.
They may know a thing or two. and I get, in some way I was expecting a TF2 clone, because I really haven't played much of the beta. I played a little bit at your house, Julian, but this is the first time I really had a chance to sit down on Friday night and just play it. Just play for a good couple hours, get into the groove, get in just doing multiple matches. There's still a lot of map learning I'm doing, so I don't feel like I'm really great at it yet, but it's just the difference in the characters, which has been talked about a lot, is so great, and it's so different yet so intuitive, whereas in TF2 it's like the roles are just really straightforward. You got a rocket guy and a healer and a turret guy, and here those dynamics still exist, but then there's a lot of variation within that too.
I think it's really important, if you are jumping in to this game for the first time, don't feel like you have to figure out the 2 simplest characters and then jump into multiplayer. Actually spend some time in the sort of training danger room simulator where you get to try all of your abilities out, because they really are all very unique. And just to give you an example, there's one character that I'd written off really early, one of the support characters. I think his name's Lucio.
He's the best.
He provides a global buff, either a global speed buff or a global healing buff, and that tends to be the reason people play him, is because he's pretty powerful just to have on the map or in your zone. But actually, it turns out strategically, as a first-person shooter character, he's incredibly interesting because he has a very low cooldown knockback, which I had never really played with until I went into the danger room and really started experimenting with like how far away can you be when that knockback works. And once I sort of spent 5 minutes dialing in what Lucio's ranges were, I was starting to rack up like 15 kills a game with Lucio, knocking people off the edges of the maps where they're edges. And that was an insane amount of fun. It was almost, I dare I say, it was almost kicking people into spikes.
Wow.
Which is like the 11, like on a scale of 1 to 10, kicking people into spikes is 11, right?
It's the 11, yeah.
Yeah.
So before we keep going here, I have a number of messages from folks who sent in audio about our 500th episode, so I'll just sprinkle them throughout. We don't have a ton, but we have some here, and the first one, which I think is appropriate, is from Jonathan Downen.
Hello, friends. Congrats on 500 episodes from your friendly neighborhood producer, Jonathan Downen. Here's to many, many more. 500 seems like as good a time as any to start listening to them, so I might consider that too. Anyway, congratulations.
Wow.
So last week we talked
That's
about
played,
Jonathan.
That's
Well
way too
played.
deep.
last week we talked about production, and we were kind of trying to figure out if how long does it take to produce the show? Does he actually have to listen to it or not? So we tested him, and indeed, he did not catch that at all. So I think that it's just a sign that we have this down to a science, and there's a lot of trust.
Clearly.
And I got to say, man, like Jonathan Downen's been producing the show week in and week out, like clockwork for years now. You can't. That kind of consistency is just gold. Like the fact that we can do this for this long, not miss a show, is largely in part because he takes these files whenever we get them done, whether it's a Saturday, a Sunday, even a Monday sometimes, and he gets them done. And this year he's been in law school, like first year law
Not
school.
exactly
And
He really has a lot of better things to be doing than
like
listening.
seriously.
And we have to give a shout out to gorgeous Rob Borges too, who did the work for so long as well. That backbone just keeps. I mean, without the two of them, there'd be no show.
That's exactly right. Because it is work, and it's not just work, but it's like, and that's the thing. Like you have to work this around your life. Like you know that every week you have to do this thing. So if you're gonna go on vacation, like I don't know if there's ever been a time. There's probably been less than 4 times where Downen said, "Hey, could somebody produce the show this week?"
Yeah. Honestly, what I expected was, "Hi, this is Jonathan Downen. Oh my God, please stop. Just
quit.
please,
I quit.
please stop."
Expect him to yell at us about like audio issues and echo.
Yeah. Although I must say, I just fun little fact as I was digging through old episodes and stuff, we actually went weekly in episode 12. So we did every 2 weeks for the first 11 episodes. And we went weekly in episode 12. Yep.
God, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah. Pretty good. So Stellaris, we've been playing some Overwatch. Any other games anybody wants to talk about?
Every game that I would have to talk about, I think you guys have probably already like talked about to death. Like no one wants us. No one wants us to talk about Dark Souls 3.
Oh my God, I don't.
I would like to hear if you have any, because we haven't heard your take on it. Do you have any particular thoughts on it?
Nothing prepared. I mean, it's good. I've played 23 hours of it. I like it. I don't know. I honestly haven't been able.
That's kind of
while.
in-depth criticism our audience has really come to rely on us for.
I haven't been able to spend as much time with it as I even intended to, which itself has been kind of interesting because I've spent more time watching the community talk about it than I have actually playing it. And the community for Dark Souls 3 is so much more robust than it was for like the first game. So I feel like I'm getting this very different perspective just like reading what other people are saying about it. And you know, I've listened to you guys talk about it as well. Well, Sean, let's be real.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't have. It's a Dark Souls game, and I think the weird thing about it is how ambivalent I kind of am. I'm just like, oh, it's Dark Souls.
Yeah.
It's becoming kind of a yearly franchise. This is going to keep happening. I'm not upset about that, but I can see how bad that could be at some point.
God, yeah, no kidding.
I don't want it to be like Assassin's Creed or something.
We do have a question from the Twitch chat, which has been a delight so far, including asking whether Julian is trying out for you too.
Totally. Although not pro bono, I don't sing for Edge.
But Corey, we got one person asking. God, someone's going by too fast. What build are you? What kind of build you got? This is from Troubleshooter.
Oh, so I tried playing a Faith build, which has not worked out very well so far because it doesn't feel like Faith is very strong at all. So I've been kind of defaulting to a sword and board routine.
Sword and board.
I'd like to respec honestly, and I found the person to respec with, but I'm just not sure how. And like I wanted to play a magic class or a faith class, but it feels like the game really doesn't want you to do that right now. Like I should have enough faith stat to make my lightning bolt spell do some serious damage, and it doesn't really do much.
Mm-hmm.
So don't know what's up with that. But it's also a game that I'm really happy to not rush through.
Yeah.
Like when I think about Dark Souls 2 and I think about Bloodborne, like we kind of, you and I, Sean, I think we really downed them. We really like
we
chugged those
devoured
down.
them. Like I
And-
played them obsessively, but yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. I've been really
Yeah.
savoring Dark Souls 3, and I'm not even. We're at a point now. I'm not allowed to play it without Carla, without my wife, because
I love
she
that.
loves to watch. She loves to watch me play it, so I'm not allowed to play it just whenever I like.
Yeah.
I have to wait till we're both ready to do that. So
Did you ever finish Hyper Light Drifter?
no, I still haven't gotten back to that yet. But they're going to be putting.
I
they're
did
gonna be,
finish Hyper Light Drifter. That's amazing.
How long did it take you?
Let me see. Hang on.
and
11
they're gonna be adding 11 hours. Yeah, that's reasonable. And they're going to be adding co-op. Apparently, they're patching in some co-op ability too.
Yeah, I mean, I've spent 11 hours playing the game. I think I've spent 15 hours listening to the soundtrack, which is unbelievably good.
Soundtrack's
Incredible.
really
Yeah.
good.
Definitely one of my favorite games to come out so far this year. And then I have a copy of Twilight Struggle downloaded and installed that I haven't even fired up yet.
You know, the only problem with
so good.
the only problem with Twilight Struggle now being out as a form of software is that everybody's going to get really good at it, and I'm not. I'm never going to win a game.
No, I'm
ever
terrible, so you can keep playing me.
again. Oh God! Like I got about 40 games under my belt. When it's just cardboard, like you can get maybe 4 in a year if you're lucky. And so everybody's kind of sucks all the time. But now it's like I played about 50 games today, and it's just like I'm never going to win that again.
Makes the
That's
magic
fun.
go away.
Yeah.
Have you guys talked about Star Wars Rebellion?
No, I haven't played it. I want
Okay.
to.
I could talk about that.
Yeah, tell me about that.
So if you don't know what Star Wars Rebellion is, it's a new, like a month old, I guess, board game that came out from Fantasy Flight.
Oh yeah,
It
I'm
is-
dying to hear about this too, because like,
Yeah.
how based is it on the old Rebellion game?
I don't know. I didn't play the old Rebellion game. My sense is that it's not super based on it. I mean, it has that same concept of
So
galactic,
disappointed.
making galactic. I know. I'm literally the worst. Galactic warfare and conquest and subterfuge and stuff like that. It feels like, I mean, it is War of the Ring set in Star Wars, and with all of the systems, refined and perfected. I played with our buddy Hedge Wizard, who was the Empire, and I was the Rebellion, and the Empire crushed us. Like, just crushed us. The whole point of the game is, as the Rebellion, you're supposed to keep your base hidden, and the Empire is looking to find you. And as an asymmetrical game, the Empire has so many more resources. They can get
Right.
so many ships moving out, and so the Empire or the Rebellion has to be stealthy about it. And you go out on missions, and you're sending heroes out to get resources and take influence planets and systems and that sort of thing. And it's just really, really well done. We played for about 3 hours. It was a learning game for us. I think when we get it on the table again, it can go much faster than that. And we're really looking forward to playing soon, because both of us walked away from the table thinking about, I think I know now how I would approach this, or I would try this tactic instead and see if maybe this would work. It was just really, really well done 2-player game. Lots of bits, pretty fiddly, but everything makes sense, right? So it appeals to Court's desire to organize everything, and it appealed to my desire to pick up things and play with them.
Bat them around like a
I
kitten.
like it.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
It's a fantastic game. Highly recommended.
Nice. All right, so I guess that's all the games that we want to talk about here. But Alan, you are an owner of a Vive now. You are now
Yes.
part of that exclusive club along with Sway.
I'm a
Have you
citizen of
guys met
cyberspace.
Have you guys met in cyberspace yet?
Not yet. One of Sway's controllers met with an unfortunate accident related to playing virtual racquetball. So
Oh no!
Did it actually result in an emergency room trip?
I don't think anyone was hurt except for the Vive, which is, the saddest part of the story, really, if you think about it.
The one person who's feeling better wasn't.
So Sway, I know you're in chat, so if you want to just kind of let us know how that came about. Like, were you not wearing the wristband? I know a lot of people hate wearing those wristbands.
Oh no, I'm obsessed. Just because I am the clumsiest person ever. Playing Wii games and all of that stuff, I've always been like, put on the wristband, put them on, because otherwise I will end up with some kind of, expensive device speared through something, and it might be another person. I really don't know. So, no, the HTC Vive has been amazing. I I've talked about it quite a bit before when Sway brought his over, but just having one here, and like I'm more likely to play around with dumb stuff. So I bought this isn't really that dumb, but I bought Virtual Desktop, and which it like Steam already has a built-in Virtual Desktop for the Vive, so that seems kind of dumb. But Virtual Desktop lets you control the screen way more finely. Plays panoramic photos and videos and stuff like that. But it also has way better performance. It actually gives you a real-time FPS counter of your desktop FPS and then your VR FPS. And so I can play Overwatch on it completely fine. On a giant virtual screen that looks like it's about 10 feet away and takes up 120 degrees field of view, and it's curved. Huh?
Is that any fun?
Yeah. It's just like playing Overwatch. I mean, literally, if you pull the headset up and look at your desktop, it's just on your desktop, just like it is in VR.
But then why wear the headset?
Because you get a giant screen that takes up your entire field of view.
Because it looks like you're playing in a theater, basically.
Yeah, I mean, like it is, and I'm not saying it's perfect. Like, I'm not going to do it every time, but like it is actually. I played with it a while, and then I took it off and stared at my 27-inch monitor, and I was like, "This is tiny and dumb. What am I doing? Why can't I go back to this giant screen?" Like it is. I mean, it is the feeling of you get a much bigger TV, and then you go back to what you consider a normal size TV, and you're like, "Oh, yeah. This is interesting." So like, it's not quite there yet. There's some still little bugginess to it, but like honestly, the Vive's resolution isn't quite 100%. Like if you're just looking at it, it's fine. But if you start really trying to like look into details or read a lot of text or something, it's a little obnoxious. Mainly because of the way the lenses work. You have to look, whatever you're looking at is crystal clear, and anything in your peripheral is kind of messed up.
Right.
A little fuzzy. But I mean, another generation or two of headset VRs, technology improvements. I mean, I could totally see using this instead of buying another monitor. I could totally see doing a dual virtual monitor setup, and it would actually make sense. It's weird how well it works. And so then, let me look at the other dumb stuff I tried. I just downloaded every ridiculous thing.
Yeah. Well, just a quick update on Sway. He said no emergency room trip unless there's an ER for sadness. He says, I convinced the wife to play Hollow Ball once before I shut it down and went to bed. She did not wear the wrist strap. It was only going to be a quick demo, ...
And Hollow Ball is really good, and the computer is taunting you the whole time, and you're basically playing Pong/racquetball. So I could totally see how you're like, oh, bam! It's like trying to slam the ball as hard as you can. I played the Surgeon Simulator VR, which was hilarious and weird. It actually loses some of the fun of the original game because your controls are actually accurate.
Oh, that's no good.
So you just like pick up it's TF2 themed. So you pick up the bat from the scout and then you start hitting the patient to like break open their chest cavity. Like it's just ridiculous. And let's see here. I think I've talked about the rest of these. I played a lot more Job Simulator, and that's actually probably the most complete game you can get for VR right now, and it's fun. It's still kind of a toy, but it's fun. Yeah, and I'm just, it's money. Like, I know it's a lot of money, and it kind of, there's lots of like, there's part of me that's like, that was a lot of money. What did you do that for? But it's totally, I feel great about having one of these, and I can just show it to people and mess with it. Like when I'm like, I wonder what that's like in VR, I can just actually put on the headset and figure it out. It's actually, it's just a different thing. It's hard to describe. But if you can demo one, and they have them in GameStops, and several places are starting to have them more and more places. If you can demo one, I would definitely put one on and try it out.
Yeah, just bring alcohol wipes.
Yeah, and then just really, wash your face. Yeah. Wash your face a lot.
Oh, that just grossed me out.
All right, it's just how this is, man. That's reality. So, Amanda, any games you want to talk about?
Yeah, right now we're trying to coordinate a off-world trading company play date with at least like 6 to 8 people just to give it a shot.
So good.
Large crew. So there is going to be a link in the show notes about that. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. And then both Overwatch and Rocket League have thriving communities right now. So if anybody's interested in possibly jumping in, there's always people on at this point. So
Yeah,
just a little bit of the community shout out.
That GWJ Curse group is really bumping off now. We got, I think we're rounded on 200 people in there now. So, yeah, you definitely want to get on that. Just hit the Games with Jobs, Games and Platform section, and it's pinned. It's a pinned thread about GWJ gaming communication. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but you can get all the details in there and get joined up. So let's go ahead and do another greeting here, and this one, you know what, fittingly enough, from Dr. Awkward, who's here in the Twitch as well.
Hello, conference callers. This is Tim, aka Dr. Awkward, and I wanted to send you guys a quick word of congratulations on your 500th episode. That's outstanding. It's unbelievable that you guys have never missed a week. Certus sounded very proud of that, and rightfully so. And you know what? I'm very proud that I've never missed an episode either. So congratulations, guys. So very well done. I hope you have at least 500 more. Thanks to everyone who is in the podcast presently. Thanks to everyone who was doing it in the past. Thanks to everyone behind the scenes, editing, producing. Excellent job. Well done. And thanks to the community. I feel really fortunate that I was able to get in as early as I did, that I found it as soon as I did. I've met and played with and against so many people over the years. I love it. I love the vibe. I love the camaraderie. I love how little friction there is between people. There's so much going on that's good at Gamers with Jobs, and I appreciate every bit of it. I don't know how you manage to pull all these good people together on the internet. It may be that one of the Seans is actually the old lady from The Stand. But either way, well done. Thank you to everyone. Good night.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Doc. He's one of the.
Lord, that voice! Oh my God, I'm so
Yeah,
embarrassed.
so good.
Yeah.
Everybody,
I do
stop
not
listening!
know-
Don't listen to me anymore.
Don't listen to me.
People have listened to us for 500 plus hours.
Oh, easy. I was telling to Carla.
Aside from apologizing profusely.
I mean, most of our shows are like an hour and a half, so we're talking like 700.
And then we've got extra stuff we've done, like radio plays and things on the side.
Like
and the,
bonus
Why?
episodes.
Why? Why do you do that?
Welcome to our 500th episode, where we just judge you for listening to us. Like, what are you doing? Like,
Why are you
anyway?
still here?
So yeah, and you know, it's over. Like it has been kind of nutty. Like I was looking back on old shows and stuff, and thinking about just as the show grew. One of our first big gets was actually Jeff Green on episode number 18. That was I'd reached out to Jeff because they put it was an alphabet game as game of the year. Which one was it though?
Oh yeah, the worm one.
Bookworm.
Bookworm
Oh,
was the games
So
for
good.
Windows.
Which
I
was a
used
good choice. Well, it was. Oh, yeah.
it was games for Windows.
Awesome game.
That was their game of the year, and so I emailed Jeff. I was like, "Can you come on to our little podcast you've never heard of and talk about it?" And he's very gracious and said yes. And Jeff's been on many times since.
Yeah, surprise! Jeff Green's a super cool guy. Yeah.
Oh my God, he's
What
the
a
best.
shock!
Yeah. And not only that, but like the first time I met Jeff Green in person at a conference, I think it was maybe at an E3. He just talked to me, and we just talked like we'd known each other forever. Like there's just he's so not just personable, but like actually he just connects with you in a way that's just very natural, and you just feel like you've known each other your whole lives. Like he's one of the greats, and I couldn't be happier to have him. I'm having him and Ken Levine on the same show with Julian like just a few weeks ago. What was definitely actually one of my highlights of the entire 500 episode run. I love that so much.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And speaking of Julian, actually, another fun fact. I'm just full of them tonight. Julian was made a regular in episode 8.
8?
8.
Yeah.
Wow.
Seems about
took
right.
a while.
You
What
did
took
a-
you
you-
so long?
You did a recording from the Gen Con show floor.
Oh, that's right.
You'd
When I was
reached out
walking
to us
with
and
my
hey, I'm a
friend
Gen
Vance.
Con going to
Yeah.
do a thing, and I was like, yeah, okay, sure. And then I left for India for like 4 or 5 weeks.
yeah,
And
I
Julian
remember
filled
that.
in, and when I came back, we announced Julian was now a regular on the podcast. Yeah.
So I guess this is
is-
really
this
only
is-
492 for you.
I was about to say, I got like we'll do this all again in 2 months.
Yeah. So let's do another one. I don't have a ton of these, but what I really love is some of them are like super international, which is awesome.
Hi, Sean, Alan, Amanda, and Elysium. I am Nestor from Argentina, and I want to thank you for these 500 programs, and thank you for being a great company in many important moments of my life. I remember very vivid when Sean underwent heart surgery. My father also had two, and despite I have 45, at 42 they put me in a stent. Anyways, today I listened to your podcast as I run 6 kilometers in the woods near my house, so the tale has an happy ending. Congratulations again, and go for the 1,000!
Oh, that's awesome. You
Oh,
guys-
man, that's
so much,
amazing.
Nestor. That's
Wow.
amazing.
I love that. Thank you so much. What a great message. Oh,
Yeah, thank you.
jeez.
I
You just
forgot
like
about
the
your.
fact that he forgot me. That's what you like.
I mean, you've only been on 492 episodes. You
I know.
I knew me.
How can he remember, really? You know?
But I mean, I echo that on the reverse side, which is the number of people who've identified with something that we've talked about. I mean,
Yeah.
we've been pretty honest about stuff, either here on the show or in stuff that we've written about. I mean, certainly I wrote about my dad passing. We've
Right,
written about
yeah.
stuff with our kids, right? And the number of people who reach back out and say, hey, here's this thing that happened to me. I think people often feel like, gee, they're coming to us saying thank you, but actually it's the exact opposite.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful
Absolutely.
that all these people feel like they're part of this community and I get to be a part of it. I mean, I guess we all suffer from imposter syndrome in our own way, but man, I'm so grateful.
It's funny because I still get messages about that. Like sometimes, either about something I wrote on the site, or that we're listening to the show when particularly the heart surgery thing went down. Like I'll still get messages, and I've forgotten about it. It's not a part of my daily life anymore. It's just not a thing. But then somebody will bring it back up, and like I got an email from somebody. I think they read it, not listened to it. But this was a young lady who was just about to go into this heart surgery in a couple of weeks, and she was just like I remember that degree of panic that I was in, and the reason I wrote about it and talked about it is because I couldn't find anybody who had kind of written and talked about it. It was just really touching to get something from somebody saying, I'm about to do this. Can you just tell me that it's going to be okay? And it's like, well, I mean, kind of, but I can't do that, but I can't tell you. It was okay.
Remember, I'm Sean Sands, right? I just wanted to make sure.
That's right. But yeah, it's incredibly touching.
We've got more audio things, but Amanda, are you ready
Yes.
to do some quizzing? Are you ready for some hot quizzes? Some hot
Yes,
trivia?
let's
we
do
haven't
that.
we haven't taken a break. We have to do the when we come back. We're having a topic.
do we-
and we're doing
do you
the
see
thing.
No, we're not doing that.
But I don't understand.
Okay. I'll
I
tell
don't
you
care
what.
if it's
Okay.
live.
We're going to take a break, but this break is going to consist of a very important, the only clip I pulled from an old show, just because we talked about, like we were talking in our email chain about different shows we loved, interviews with people, because we've interviewed, Julian went on a tear when he was really writing for a lot of magazines. Like Will Wright, John Carmack, there's so many people that Julian interviewed for the show over the years, and
Try hard.
that and those interviews. I'm sorry, Kurt. Can you
Wow.
repeat that again? I missed that.
Try hard.
But that was actually instrumental in growing the show, because those interviews really like people in other communities.
What you're telling me is to get back to effing work.
I mean, well, I didn't want to say anything, but what have you done for me in the last 100 episodes?
How many print magazines are left?
Not a lot.
You have destroyed? I don't know.
I killed them all. There's nobody left, for God's sake.
He's,
So
he's
we're
sitting
gonna-
on the throne of
They speak
skull.
of you in the publishing industry as the giant slayer.
He is Julian, the bringer of death.
So this clip here I'll play, and this is probably enough time, Sean. It's only about 3 minutes. Probably enough time for you to get
I
more.
want to
gems.
listen to the clip.
I know you want to listen
I have
to
to
the
make tough choices. It's fine.
This is the clip. This is the birth of the Game King.
No, God damn it!
Oh yeah.
It's about how great I am.
This was the show.
I'm staying. I love
Where
this.
Rob Zachney and I we sort of in the email section we sort of like talked about Sean and his EU4 playing and how zen he was about things, and then post show we kind of had a mental we kind of both had a breakdown, and so
Now, it's important to point out we were no longer intentionally recording at this point.
No, that was
this was
post-show.
just our conversation.
Just happened to still be
this
recorded.
was our moment.
Yeah. All right, so here we go.
I mean, standing in the radiance of
The Game King.
I was just like the gaming is good.
Yeah.
Gaming is good.
How did this happen so quickly?
You know,
I don't even know where the
dead
Terminator
serious.
was.
I have been pontificating about this for months. For months, I've been trying to
How
figure
is
out
he
what the
enjoying
fuck
this
is going
long?
on here.
Why
Because
does he?
I'm like, how has he spent 4 months, like a full-time job, playing a game, and he's so happy and balanced? What is going on here?
Just a fucking awesome.
He's still employed. Like kids seem to be doing well. Like what?
Yeah, sweet game, guys. It's pretty tight.
Whatever.
No. See, this is just a challenge. How can we be more like the Game King?
Well, that's
like,
the thing. And this is how it happens, right? This is how just a humble man in his home, living his life, suddenly has people showing up at his door. Oh, please, Game King, give us your wisdom.
Just be fucking tight with your game, dude.
That's it. That's the shitty thing about it. It's
all it
so
is.
fucking simple. Don't worry, be happy and play the goddamn game. That's all it is. That's all it is. And I can't do it.
no, and like the yawning horror is I contemplate like that if he's able to do this, that means a lot of other stuff is just kind of ticking along and going well too. Also without a much apparent effort. And I'm like trying to like, okay, now how do I make this so I can do this and it won't fall the fuck apart if I take my hands off it? How do you
Guy, fucking Lexus, and he plays terrible like games like all the time.
Guys,
I don't get it.
I ought to go after the Con of Cons achievement. I think I can do it. I think I can be Golden Horde and take out Muscovy. Fuck yeah, let's have some fun. Woo!
Rob Zachney had mentioned a number of times. He goes back and listens to that episode like once every few months just to remind himself how to live a proper life.
You hear a lot about finding your bliss, and Sean Sands really did. It just happened to be in a completely obscure, obtuse strategy game.
Just get happy with your games. It's not that hard. Just be happy.
with your game.
Be happy with
Just
your
do
games.
shit right. Get happy with your games.
Yeah, that's it. Just be cool. So yeah, that is my absolute one of my favorite moments in the entire run of our podcast, because it was a culmination. It's just a perfect crystalline representation. I'm trying to convince Sean to actually YouTube like Let's Play as the Game King and get like a crown.
Proper crown. That is King Corona,
Just
right?
embrace it entirely.
I will send you if you cover the shipping and handling. I will send you a Burger King crown that you can wear while recording.
It's such a great progression from King Corona to Game King.
I think so.
As was foretold, we'll put a green screen thing behind you. You could have like a castle back there.
Oh,
it'd be amazing. It'd be
We'll put some money
amazing.
behind it. We'll compose some epic music for it, like really
Yeah.
cheesy 80s synths behind you.
I think the Game King soundtrack probably sounds a little bit like hair metal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's 38 special. Let's be clear.
Oh well. Yeah, but okay, we can't afford that
Do
license.
I need to be here for this? Can I go get my
No.
job?
You
What if
go
we
get
did
your
like
kid
a-
now? You
What
get
if it's
your
like a
kid.
Kids Bop version of 38 special?
Oh, boy, that's good stuff.
Anyway,
That's good stuff. Okay, Sean, you go get your gin. While Sean does that, I'm gonna play this greeting from long-time emailer Higgledy, and this one, Corey, I think is just special, just for you and I think.
Hi, this is Higgledy speaking to you from inside Dark Souls. Oh. I'm just going in to find a boss. I thought I'd take this moment to congratulate you on 500 episodes and thank you for such a fantastic podcast and a great community. I'd also like to thank the Gamers with Jobs community for making it such a fantastic place to discuss games and share our experiences.
Has anybody checked up on him? Is he okay?
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Just a dispatch from Dark Souls. It's so good.
I love it. I'm into that.
Oh man, that was good stuff.
Praise the sun.
Praise the sun indeed. If anybody in Twitch has any questions or anything, feel free to rattle them off, and I'll try and keep an eye on that.
I thought we were going to do like our favorite moments of.
Well, we certainly can. Yeah, while we wait for Sean to come back, Julian,
Apparently,
you have
from
like a
structure out the window, so we can do whatever we want.
do whatever we want. Yeah. So Julian, you got something in mind?
Well, I have to say there can't really be a higher moment than actually podcasting from Corey Banks' wedding. I mean, does it actually get more like in somebody's life than that? Like he was actually like in a tux.
Yeah, we were in tuxes in a room in our rental house, in our rental vineyard.
The murder mansion.
Yeah,
Murder Mansion.
Murder
Yes,
Mansion
Murder
with
House,
mysterious letters. It was like a walking simulator that we slept in for 3 days. That was I love that show. That was amazing. And just like during the show, I am counting down time to ceremony to Corey throughout.
It's like, well, you're getting married in like 88 minutes. But you got anything else you want to say about Dark Souls?
Nicole's never gonna let me forget that.
Oh man.
Ever.
Whatever. You know what? Like the few hours. It's like a few hours before battle. Like having something to focus on. You're welcome.
I do have to say, I think this isn't necessarily my favorite moment or anything, but the moments when we've been able to sit in the same room and do this have always been my favorite. Like the first time that I feel like this was the first time we did the show in front of an audience was in Seattle in 2010.
Yep.
After a PAX
John Mann's house?
John Mann's.
Yeah, it was John Man.
That's right.
And Amanda was there.
I was.
And it was just there was a different energy to it.
Yeah.
It was a kitchen though. It wasn't like there were 100.
We were
Because
sitting
like
in a kitchen.
a year later, we did like 1,000 people at PAX.
And yet, I think that John Man moment is just like quintessential to
And I
who
destroyed
we are.
Way better.
with a microphone stand, and I still owe him like $20
Yeah.
to fix his table.
Yeah, like those kind of moments, and it's. I mean, I don't want to get all maudlin already, but like those moments happen because of the people who listen to us and let us hang out with them at conventions like that and play the games with us and stuff like that. Like we wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for that. Maybe we'd still be talking. We wouldn't be recording it probably.
I don't think
Like-
we'd still be talking. I don't think we'd be
Probably
friends.
not. I mean, there's a lot of personality conflicts going on in here. Like Alan and
Everybody
I
else.
literally, Alan and I can't handle the sexual tension between the two of us. This is really awkward already.
Yeah.
And the other marriage would probably be a threesome. That's about the only way that's going to work out.
Oh, whoa.
Wow, wait a minute.
Wow.
Listen,
That's not at all what I said.
What just happened?
I don't know. I'm really
Yeah.
from like a live perspective. One of my other favorite moments, and it happened related to the show, but didn't happen during the show. It happened the day before a show. And Sean, it was you and I when we first went into the room where we were going to record at that first PAX East, and we walked in, and it was just like a cavern of chairs, and we just
like
like
1,000 people
well-
of cheers. Yeah.
well, time to fly home immediately. This is terrifying and horrifying. Let's cancel it.
Yeah.
And yet at the same time, I mean, just kind of walking in and there's that empty space. There's something about the empty space where this thing is going to happen, like either before in a RabbitCon right before we record, or in at a PAX East, particularly in those live settings. where they're just it's like that place suddenly becomes a big part, like the center of my focus in my life at that moment. I love that moment where it's like, oh, this is going to happen here too now, and love it.
Yeah, that was amazing. I've actually got pictures from John Mann's thing. Like I've got pictures of live shows over the years. I'll see if I can get some. We'll see if we can get some stuff together to throw into the thread, just some pictures and things like that.
I'm pretty sure I have some too.
Oh man, Sean, something I threatened in my Twitter feed. As I was going through old show files, I found our test run with you, myself, and Rob Borges.
I don't know that I've ever heard that.
It is unpublished. It is 37 minutes of the worst podcasting you've ever heard.
Send that to me. Let me stress, you must send that to me and no one else ever.
It was a test. This was before episode 1. This was a few weeks before that. I actually used Iron and Wine music as an intro and as interstitial music.
Wow.
Like Evening on the Ground or something. Like I don't know what was going on. So I might post that. I might post that to celebrate our 500th, just so everybody.
I guess we've done 500 and barely atoned enough for that. Like barely.
Oh man, that was good stuff.
I'm terrified to listen to that.
All right, Amanda, are you ready? Are you ready for trivia
ready.
time?
Are you ready?
Am I like I'm mentally, spiritually?
I love
physically.
the quiz. Like this was my favorite moments.
Oh my god!
And I was so sad that I missed the last one, so I'm very.
I'm
excited.
all in. And we have ground rules. We have ground rules here.
Please tell me one of the rules is Alan has to wear the Vive. Please tell me one of the rules.
No, I'm taking the floor.
Wait, the rule is I can wear the Vive because if it's possible, I'm going to be doing it.
Is there a
All
difference?
right. So here are the rules. The answers, please. Like, that is my only request. Please don't shout out wrong answers because they might be trying to guess the wrong answer.
Okay.
After the question is answered, please go ahead. Like after we figure out who wins or loses, as the case may be. Like after each question, you can start talking about it, but don't talk about it while they're trying to figure it out. So I'd appreciate that.
Actually, I swear to God, you actually broke up when you said the first rule. So, you were like,
Oh.
first rule is, and I had no idea what the first rule is. Say it again.
All right. Okay. So first rule is if Twitch can just keep the chatter to the answers to a minimum.
Okay.
Until after we've finished the question and answer part of that.
I'm even going to cover Twitch chat for now.
I am not covering Twitch chat. Because there's a delay.
I'm leaning on Twitch chat.
and obviously no Googling answers, right?
Well,
yeah,
we're
no
not gonna have
Googling
time for
answers.
that.
We all have mechanical keyboards now, so
I know.
Yeah, I don't have, I have so much going on right now, I can't run like a stopwatch or anything like that.
Yeah.
So,
I'll run a stopwatch.
I kind of want to keep it to like 10 seconds roughly. Like, I'm just going to ballpark it, I'm not going to be exact.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
I'm not going to give you a whole bunch of time to try to suss it out.
You're the one giving out the points and keeping control of everything.
And we just
Tell us
shout
when
out
we're
the
wrong.
answer if we know it. Is that
Can I just be like, hey, Twitch stream, can you keep track of who wins and loses?
Yeah.
I think raising
going
your
wrong.
hand for the question of being called on makes sense.
Oh, come on. No. Just blurting. It's
No,
blurting.
you shout it out.
Yeah.
Whoever's the fastest.
Raising your hand.
Yeah,
Blurt.
trying to add a little bit of civility here. That's fine.
Nobody wants that.
Twitch can
First
fight
question: Who makes the worst rules? Corey.
Corey.
You know what? Fight me.
I know.
Okay. All right. First question is from Damnable Bear from the forums. What is the name of the character voiced by Nolan North in The Last of Us?
Oh, shit! It's not.
Ethan? Is it Ethan?
No,
Fett.
it's not him. It's not Joel.
You know what? I'm gonna give it to Corey because it was. Oh no! Sorry, it's not. I was wrong with that.
Take that, Corey.
His name is David.
Damn it!
I thought I misheard you. I just realized what you said.
I should have just kept yelling random names.
Okay.
That's a good question.
Skylar. Here.
Dictate.
All right. Next question.
Grab Thor.
This comes from Kazar in the forums. What movie was the North American introduction to the video game Super Mario Brothers 3?
The Wizard.
The Wizard.
Oh, Alan got it.
Yeah. Alan.
Fucking Alan.
And you know what?
Alan's
The
answers
wizard,
don't count in VR.
the wizard pissed me off. The wizard pissed me off because, and maybe I'm misremembering, Twitch can correct me. In the wizard, this is the first time they've ever seen this video game in the competition. It's like brand new, no one's ever played it, and someone yells to Fred Savage, "Get the warp whistle," and I'm like, how the fuck do you know what a warp whistle is?
It's one of the game developers. It's one of the disgruntled game developers. I'm so pissed off.
I was so pissed off.
Wait off.
I'm gonna fuck this thing up.
All right.
Put the warp whistle.
As a kid, I'm like, there's major plot holes here that need to be addressed.
All right, next question. This one's from, and I'm going to butcher this, Karelgeir? Yeah, I messed that up. From the forum, he asks, in the Metal Gear series, how many characters have the codename Snake in their name?
4. 5. 3.
1.
Wait, is this a trick question? Like, have Snake in the code name?
Yeah,
0.
yeah.
None of them.
No, okay,
well,
you're done.
There's
None of
Snake.
them. What?
There's
You stop, we're done.
there's Naked Snake.
Snake potato.
Alrighty, it's 6.
6?
Yeah.
Hey, I got closest.
Solid.
You get
Liquid.
points for closest.
It's not the
Solid,
freaking prices
Snake,
right.
Venom, and then Snake, apparently.
Snake? Is that really
no
one?
Snake. All right, I'm calling the question this whole
So nobody got Snake. Alright.
Guys, I think Metal Gear Solid has questionable logic. I don't know if anyone's figured this out yet.
Really? Alright. So, next one is from C. Cesarano. In the forums, he also does some of our front page articles. It's a multiple choice question. What is the name of the frog character in Chrono Trigger?
I don't know.
That was multiple choice.
Read us.
It was multiple
Oh,
choice.
sorry,
so-
right. A. Yeah, we got this together. Alright, B is Glenn.
No,
Oh,
it's A.
did we cut out?
What's A? We
Yeah,
cut
we
out.
cut out.
Wait, we didn't hear A.
Okay, A is Gary, B is Glenn, and C is Sir Croakington McCroaster.
A.
B.
A.
B. 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 B.
I wanted to be
All day
C
long.
so
I wanted
bad.
to be Gary so bad. Come on. Oh.
Bodie McBoderson.
Bodie McBoatface. Froggy McFrogface.
Okay,
Do we have a winner? Did
What is
anybody?
it?
I think
winner.
no one wins that.
Are we
I
not
think
allowed to
everybody
know?
wins guessing a multiple choice.
I said
No,
a
Sean,
lot.
you guessed it. Alright. So,
Amanda, do you have cue cards? Is that what's going on?
yeah, I've got cue cards.
Oh my god,
Nice, that's amazing.
you're the best.
That's way more preparation.
You got
than
it.
any
You
were
other
so
put into this
prepared.
podcast.
Yeah, too bad. Alright. Too bad I don't have anything else in line.
Who won?
Next one is
Twitch doesn't know who
Yeah.
won that one.
Sean.
Oh, Sean Sands.
Which Sean?
It was B, right?
Okay.
B.
Yeah, it was B.
I knew that.
Yeah,
100%.
there's no merit in that one, though. There's no
I'm
merit.
sorry.
In
I'm
my fan
sorry.
translation, the frog's name is Sean Sands.
Alright, so the next question is from Joshua Weston on Twitter. In Deus Ex, Gunther Herman wanted what flavor from the soda machine, but it gave him lemon lime instead?
Great.
Ooh, I'm gonna say
I'm gonna go
vanilla.
for Air
Vanilla.
It feels good.
Vanilla. I don't know.
From the soda machine?
Yeah, you're all wrong. It's orange.
Ah,
Of course it's orange.
I knew it was one of those fruit ones.
damn you, Weston.
Continuing the trend of disappointing Warren Spector on this podcast.
Oh my god. We'll get back to that.
We'll come back
That's
to that one. Yeah,
we'll get
sure.
back to that when we're done this. Yeah, for sure.
Alright, next question is from the Gamer Guru on the forums. Name the 2 AI sidekicks that accompany the main character in Daikatana.
God.
Oh man, I would
Don't
know.
know,
it.
don't
I-
care.
Alright, one of 2.
if I heard it,
What if I just guessed it's a vaguely offensive racial stereotype? Does that count?
You'd probably be right.
That's in the
That's
ballpark, right? I think both of them are in that ballpark.
I think
Yeah.
for having an
Alright.
answer at all, Alan wins.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
win and okay, so it's
So wait, yeah. What are the answers?
Mikio in Superfly.
Okay, I think
Oh, okay.
Alan wins.
Yeah,
for
Yeah.
sure.
yeah.
And yet somehow John Romero's Kickstarter just didn't pan out. I'm not sure why.
Shocking. I like
Aw.
Switch had Buggy and Crashy. I thought that was pretty good.
John Romero's Kickstarter is going to make you its bitch. Come on.
All right. Next question is from Manted on the forums. In a 1997 episode of Pokemon, which character used an attack that caused epileptic seizures across Japan?
Pikachu.
You
Charizard.
got it.
It's Pikachu.
Yeah.
I even knew that one, but I was too busy dismissing.
Well, of course you would know that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. All right. Next question is from Freya on the forums. In Thief, the Dark Project, who was the noble that tried to have Garrett killed but had his assassins kill Farkas instead?
Oh, God. I know this.
These
are hard.
You know what? Okay,
Gary?
let's make it multiple
You
choice.
guys are mean.
Gary.
Let's make it
His name's
multiple
Gary.
choice.
Okay.
Is it...
Froggy McFroggerson.
Yes. No, is it Ramirez, Romero, or Rodriguez?
Rodriguez.
Gary.
I don't know why. Rodriguez just sounds cool.
Ramirez.
It doesn't fit that
No,
world at
no.
all.
That wasn't... okay. All right, Sean got it. Sean Sands.
Glenn.
Default.
Do we know that she's just not playing favorites? Like, I don't want to.
I feel like these doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, Corey.
Go.
Oh,
guys,
there's
talking
already
about,
blood
like,
on the floor. Good. Let's see. This is one. It's multiple choice. It's from Aristofan on the forums. Uncharted 4: A Thief's End releases next week. What are the other subtitles to the other 3 PS3 Uncharted games?
Like, we have to name all of them?
Yeah.
Uncharted 2 Curly's Gold.
Sorry, I said it's multiple choice. It's not actually multiple choice.
Yeah.
There's it's like Uncharted Drake's Fortune,
Yeah, Drake's Fortune, yeah.
Uncharted 2, the one with the cool opening,
The Land Before Time.
Uncharted 3, the one no one ever finished.
All right. Yeah, these are kind of hard.
These are kind of hard.
Yeah, they are.
Hard. All right.
Was it Drake's Fortune for number
Drake's
one?
Fortune is definitely.
Yeah,
was definitely number one.
I'm gonna give it to Corey just because he got one right.
One of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Try hard.
That's
That's what that
correct.
is.
All right.
I'm really regretting this. Uncharted 3 rips in my jeans. Thanks.
Oh,
So we've
that.
only got 3 questions left.
Half.
So
Okay,
right
3
now,
questions.
the Game King is in the lead.
Whatever.
Skylar Hawk on Twitter posts a 2-part question. Which esports game brought in the most money for its participants in 2015?
Dota 2.
Dota 2.
I think we all.
that was
I
Anders.
got that one. That was me. I got one.
I don't think.
Wait, I thought that was a 2-part question though.
It is.
Okay.
Okay.
2
What's the
points
second
for 2
part?
parts. All right.
What's the team who won?
Let's see.
Don't ask that.
Multiple choice, and you can just say A, B, or C. How much prize money was awarded to the international winner?
2 million.
11
million.
million.
Oh wait.
The one
No,
was
they-
multiple millions.
Well, yeah. All right,
Those
give us
two.
the multiple choice.
Yeah.
All right. I was just waiting to see if somebody could guess it outright.
14
A,
billion.
Good luck. 8.2 million is A.
Yeah.
4.8 million is B, and 6.6 million is C.
B.
I gotta
Hey.
say C.
Hey.
I'm saying C because now
Alan.
it's C.
Nice.
Alan, God.
Alan dropped out and dropped back in just to slam that one down.
Do you want to?
I did
That's
not
an
hear the
insane
question.
amount of. Can we just agree that's an insane amount of money? Like that's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's disgusting.
amount of money.
Do you want to know some fun facts that he also submitted?
I do.
Yeah, let's hear the
that.
fun
The
facts.
prize money for that was partially funded by fans, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right, and that money, that amount was 18,429,613.
That's a lot of
dollars.
fucking funny digital hats, my friends.
Yep.
Grief.
That's crazy.
Wow,
a lot
the
of
champagne
weapons
makes me
skins.
very sweary, apparently.
The best part about this question, since it's on a note card, I get to rip it in half for points.
Yeah.
GWJ conference call legacy.
Yeah. All right. So
Nice.
this is from yours truly. Finish this sentence.
Oh God.
Question mark. Oh wait, never mind.
Shut it. Would you kindly?
Beat me to
Would
death
you-
with a golf club.
Her look of disappointment is amazing. Oh my god.
I live for that. I'm good with that.
Would you kindly take this seriously? What should that look was?
Can anyone? There's like a dozen answers to this question.
Pick up that wrench.
Would you kindly?
Yeah,
Close.
Pick up that wrench. Pick up the
Pick
wrench.
up that shortwave radio.
Yeah.
Find a crowbar or something.
See, that's a great
Open that door.
question.
Is that one
You
of them?
people need
That was
to,
a good question.
you people need
Yeah.
to pay
Yeah.
attention to Amanda. She has
You're
good
welcome.
questions.
Yeah.
Not these like remember this Pokemon thing from 15 years ago.
All right, this one's from Chimali on the forums. What is the official Gamers with Jobs mission statement?
I thought the only mission statement we had was Wiener Bomb.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
God.
we did write a mission statement at
I'll
one
bet
point.
you it's in some horrible corner of the website that
It's in
nobody's
the user
looked at.
guide.
It is, and I'm not going to look at it.
But I don't know if it like it feels like it's.
Is
long,
it something
though.
I
like
feel like it's something
Services
like-
Authority is final or something like that?
You've all failed this, so I'm just going to read it to you because it's wonderful.
Okay.
To provide a wide-ranging content relevant to the adult gamer, and to provide a community for all aspects of mature gamer culture.
Yeah, I'm like
Wow.
95% sure I wrote that.
Sorry, I forgot to hold my things together when I read that.
I
That reads like my Tinder profile. That's crazy.
I don't know if you got with his head up his ass
set up his butt
in
me wrote that.
This is some LinkedIn shit, you guys.
It is.
That is. I'm
And you
surprised
guys are all now in our.
That is- Actually, that is some LinkedIn shit. It's my mission statement. So
Yeah, that works out pretty good. I'm surprised you didn't work synergy.
I love you
into
guys.
know what? That's a
I'm
great.
gonna endorse you for mature gamer.
Yeah, it makes us realize how far we've come that one of you assholes wrote that thing.
it. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Round of applause for Amanda for doing that.
Yes, thank you so much.
Oh,
And-
all the credit goes to our folks in the
Yeah.
community who submitted these questions. I dumbed a lot of them down. They are harsh mistresses, all of them.
You know, I mean,
Good
to go
question.
back to the
So-
last question though, like it's a very different time than it was when Gamers with Jobs first started.
that's
because
totally
we-
true.
We
Yeah.
really did need a place to all come together and have conversations without feeling like everyone was going to be a child.
Yeah, it really was like, hey, let's start a website where every other post isn't just a picture of boobs and everybody giggling. Like,
We have those
Yes.
threads too now.
yeah, sure.
Not even that. We don't even have those anymore. I mean,
I
that was
know.
even that was like half a decade or more ago.
Yeah.
You know what we have? You know what we have? We have episode 404. Everybody know what episode 404 was?
No, what is that?
1994 week.
Oh my God! Yeah.
I loved that one so
My
much.
single favorite week of the last 10 years of Gamers with Jobs. And my total involvement in that whole week was that I got to interview Rand Miller about Myst as a game
Oh
designer.
yeah.
Which is all you've ever
But
done.
every article that came out, every comment from every community member was 100% in on the joke, and it was
On point.
so good. Oh,
That was
Didn't
so
they do an
fun.
intro about having to download Real Player or something
Yep.
like that?
Oh my
we
God!
did
Yes,
that.
yeah. No, we did it. Like I love 94 week in 1998.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We played those so straight. I was really happy with how those podcasts turned out.
I
You know-
spent hours researching ahead of time,
Oh my
like
God,
taking
you know-
notes.
Yeah, like in a weird way, what we did in those shows wasn't unlike what we do in the Unmarked. Like we just played in a totally different reality. Like we just basically said, okay, it's 1998. What does the podcast sound like? It's 1994. How did people get this audio? How do we even make this work in
Yeah.
direction? You know, and yeah, those are two of my favorite all-time shows, and a lot of people still. I've been interviewed about the 1998 week, just because it was such an like all the writing and the people in the comments were so good.
They nailed it too. Like the whole, like if you understood GWJ, you nailed it. And it was almost funny because people like you, I remember getting some reactions from people who didn't weren't regulars on the site or something like that. Like, what happened? I don't understand what's going on at all. It's like,
yeah, in '98 we just we played it real straight. We changed the dates on the site. People thought the site actually reverted to some old version.
Actually,
It's one thing to get 8-10 writers in on the joke. It's another to get 1,000 commenters in on the joke.
Yeah.
And my recollection with rose-colored glasses that in both of those two experiments, everyone played it completely straight, which was every commenter.
That's right.
I think we changed the site theme for '94, and there were so many people who were like, "Hey, the site's broken. What you do?"
Yeah, I know.
guys, it looks terrible.
We actually keyed it 94 weeks so people knew, but '98 we played it straight, and it was a bit of a lesson learned there. But Rob Borges and I actually relived arguments about the Voodoo 2 and the Riva 128.
I remember that.
And you guys,
Oh, it was so awful.
Yeah, we actually got into it because that was because Voodoo 2 is a dedicated card, and the Riva 128 did 2D and 3D. Oh my god, it was amazing. Yeah, I love those shows. It's hard to pull those off, but you ask a bunch of old gamers to relive their glory days, we'll probably bite.
We'll be sitting around the old folks home talking about the Voodoo too. I mean, had blast processing.
So during the quiz show there, we talked about Warren Spector, and Warren Spector has a real he's Warren Spector. There's still a Warren Spector quote in our forums.
He's got some history with GWJ. For real.
Yeah, under games and platforms. Not a good history necessarily.
Although up there with Derek Martin in his own way.
We love his stuff.
We love his stuff. And what's funny is that it's something that he is completely oblivious to. He doesn't remember shit about anything to do with us. Warren Spector, was it E3? Telling Sean Sands that he's playing his game wrong was pretty great.
Yeah.
That was a really great moment for me.
That was
I remember feeling a little annoyed, well then maybe that's not my fault. Maybe I'm. Am I playing the game wrong, or
Yeah. Me questioning why. What was it? Mickey? What was the Mickey Mouse game?
Oh God,
Epic Mickey.
Epic Mickey.
Yeah.
Me questioning why. I was Disney never leaves money on the table. How come Goofy and all the big characters aren't in there? And he's just chilly, just stone cold chilled me in that whole thing. Oh. God, and he's my game design hero. He's I look up to Warren Spector so much. That wilted me. I still feel that shame. There's going to be a point where I prostrate myself before him and beg.
Do you remember when we pissed off Peter Moore?
Oh man, that was good times.
That was
I don't regret
delicious.
that at all because we were
right.
right.
That was so fun. Oh yeah, we were
right. Oh, we were so
Okay,
right
so
on.
And notice how many high-profile guests we get now.
Actually, I think a large part of that, honestly, is that we don't feel like we have anything to prove in that.
Nothing or to lose.
No,
really.
Well, that too.
See, I looked for the clip and I couldn't find it in time. But in that first episode with Jeff Green, episode 18, I think it was, I took him to task on being editor in chief and the buck stopping with him.
Yeah, that was the time when the new games journalism time where you had to be a little bit confrontational in interviews.
Yeah, there was a little bit of that. But with Peter Moore, so that was at E3. I think that was at E3 the year when Gears of War was being announced. Right, so that was kind of in that era.
Yep.
And that was Microsoft's fourth attempt at launching Windows as a gaming platform they were proud of.
Guys, they're doing it again. Didn't you hear?
I know, I heard.
End caps.
Time.
End caps.
Oh right.
Wait a minute.
And
it's
that
also
was the thing.
PC games
Peter
in
Moore
stores.
was Peter Moore was yeah, we're gonna have. He was the head of Microsoft's gaming stuff at the time, and this is before he went over to EA. And he was oh yeah, we're gonna have end caps in stores. We're gonna really bring PC games back to GameStops and everything else. And I said, well, who's gonna pay for that?
Yep.
It's what do you mean? I'm well, who's paying for it? Because you're saying you're going to do these end caps for publishers. Are they paying for it? Is Microsoft paying for it? What's the structure here? How does this actually work? He didn't have an answer. He could not answer the question.
Everybody, and all the other, honest to God, journalists in the room, they were almost how dare you ask?
I know, they
more of that. How do you not know how this works?
And not just asking him to repeat points from his press release, and I was looking around you come on, who's how does this actually work? Because you keep saying you're going to do this and it never happens.
That was
We don't really get into that anymore because frankly, I just don't care as much about like the ins and the ins.
Well, so we haven't thought of ourselves as like press in a long time.
Well, because to be fair, a lot of us used to write for this thing called print. Remember print? Like you, Corey, you used to edit print. Remember?
Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat, and I remember what print is. Yeah.
You hear the lambs screaming, and by lambs I mean deadlines.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, I think that Sean Sands, myself, Laura Krieger, obviously Russ Pitts when he was writing on the site more frequently, Rob Zachney, Corey, you, of course, we did our rounds in print, and that was kind of part of our job, and so we brought that to showing up here, and the world's kind of changed. In case you didn't notice.
Yeah.
I think and I wonder how the audience feels about this, but I think it's more fun when we don't try that hard to criticize or look for like inequalities or whatever.
Well,
like when we get on here in the past, I don't know, 50 episodes or so that I'm thinking of, like we get on here and we talk about games, we talk about what we like and what we don't like about them, and I think that's personally more fun for me than it is like trying to. I distinctly remember a time for the Xbox 360 where I would purchase a game on Xbox Live Arcade and play it for as long as I could just so I had something to talk about in the podcast, because I felt like that's what it took to be relevant. And turns out we don't have to be relevant, guys. We just have to like talking to each other.
Well, that's kind of the transition. Like Corey, you and I are about the same age, and we've kind of grown up through this podcasting process. And I think part of like growing up and getting older is like realizing that what like is relevant isn't really like the things you're like playing the games and having your opinions about them. Like it's not really it's not about that exactly. Like we kind of think that's all sort of outside of us, but it's really more just like you said, like it's just having an opinion on whatever you're into. I think that we enjoy listening. Like when I listen to podcasts, I'm just interested in what people are into. I don't need it to be the newest thing. If they're passionate about it, I want to hear about it. And to me, that's way more relevant. And
I think that's a larger shift. Like in gaming in general, there used to be the capital I industry, right? True. And like there was the release schedule, and now there is so much stuff happening. You really just kind of have to be into your circles of things and talk about the things that you're interested in, because you can't hope to cover everything, and you can't hope to cover what's quote unquote relevant, because there's so many things happening.
Some of it is we gave up trying to make money off of it. I mean, to be fair, and I give a huge credit to the Seans here, right? That you've never held this to a standard of, well, if we want to get XYZ advertiser to do this, that, and the other thing, then we have to make sure that we're covering this game this week, and the freedom to not have to do that. And also, since I stopped writing for print, like you don't have to worry about that crap anymore. It's incredibly liberating, and hopefully people care.
And I think, sorry to interrupt. And I think from a consumer standpoint, because I don't come from the industry standpoint at all, there's plenty of that on the market. So what makes us stand out now, what makes us interesting, is that sort of like that personal touch and that sort of conversational tone and all of the things that just sort of make us unique. So
I think it's actual enthusiasm. I like listening to Amanda when she talks about Rocket League.
Mass Effect.
Do. Well, oh my God, I could watch you tweet about Mass Effect forever. I swear.
Okay,
I know. But it's like I really feel like when I started taking Jeff Kanata's aphorism to heart, like just loving things, and that's okay. That's like that changed how I think about games, honestly. When I finally had enough conversations with Jeff on the side where he was just like, just don't play the stuff that makes you annoyed. Don't write about it. Don't dissect it. Just loving things. And there's a lot of wisdom in that.
Yeah.
There are some things that I miss from the good old days, though.
Sure.
Okay. Thing I miss about Gamers with Jobs #1. And I'm saying this on the air, on the podcast.
Relatively sober.
All the people here, relatively sober.
We are on a time delay. We can bleep this, right? If we
can.
What I want to say is I love Gamers with Jobs, and that's how I feel about it.
I miss Gears and Beers. And I miss
I do
those
too. Zombie Skate.
coordinated gaming events. And what I notice now is that those are starting to come back. Things like what Amanda's putting together with the community for Rocket League and the way everybody's reacting to Overwatch and stuff like that. I had a conversation the other day where I was talking about Gears and Beers as if this was some big mythical thing. And you think about how everybody plays MOBAs and League of Legends and stuff like that, but they don't feel like they're quite as community driven, at least for us at Gamers with Jobs. But we have this go-to community, and it's nice to see some of that coming back. So I'm very excited about it.
I really do think we went through at least us on the podcast, I know we went through a multiplayer kind of dearth for a while where MOBAs kind of consumed everything, and if you weren't into MOBAs, there wasn't a lot of multiplayer action going on, and it does seem like it's getting a lot more variety. I can't wait for Overwatch just to have an Overwatch night.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm all about that. It seems like everybody loves it, and we have the Curse channel, which is really great.
The Curse channel changes everything, and games like Overwatch, which are casual friendly, are clearly going to have legs, are just one ticket in. Right. The problem with the MOBAs is because they're free to play. You can't just drop into a MOBA if you're not a game player. If you just drop the coin on Overwatch or get somebody to give you a copy, you're in. You're done, and you'll know how to play. You'll find the 3 or 4 characters that feel comfortable to you, and you're in.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is League of Legends killed gaming for a while. Right into call at Gamers.
It felt like there were a lot of really good single player games, and it was cool to experience those. And I'm grateful that a lot of us could get together and talk about them. Right, like I said, I could listen to Amanda talk about Mass Effect forever, right? Because I get a completely different point of view on that story. But it's not the same feel as the community by the Gamers with Jobs brings to a really good multiplayer game.
But what we get on the other side is we get the work that Sean Sands has been doing in all the Let's Play videos, which I know I truly love. I love, because they're games like that I'm just not going to put that much time into. I've spent more time at this point actually watching you play EU4 than I've played.
I love that. That's amazing. I love that. That's.
I mean, I do have to say, your Duna run was amazing.
Oh no!
It was totally rad.
Nobody, yeah. I'm deleting that video right now. In fact, that was a I think Squad called me and said they deleted my account. We're we're refunding you for Kerbal Space Program.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out if my wife is listening to this in the office next to mine. So I'm just going to say you should come get some champagne if you are, because if I kill this bottle, we're both in a lot of trouble.
We're all in a lot of trouble.
I love how you're getting turnt and rowdy on a bottle of champagne. That's nice. That's Gamers with Jobs in a nutshell.
It's episode 500. This is the time.
Somebody dropped turnt in a podcast. That's a first.
Not ironically. I may have said that ironically before.
Well, I've got a couple more messages here to play, so I'm just going to go ahead and play some of our last couple here.
Hello, favorite disembodied voices. I wanted to thank you for all your interesting and meaningful discussions. I really enjoy listening to the podcast every week, be it on the train or, as my tradition goes, while cleaning the flat. Not following the podcast from day one, I wonder, how did the podcast crew come together? How did you guys get to know each other? Thank you, and keep up the good work. Greetings from Germany.
Oh, I love these international messages. That really brings
makes it sound so sophisticated.
Well, it just really brings it home. And I've been to Germany, by the way. I love it. I want to go back.
Germany. Yeah,
and spend more time there. But
international people, if I ever come overseas, could you just meet me at a bar and talk to me for a while? Because I could just listen to that all day.
I actually, the 2 times I went to Germany, I hung out with Julian in Berlin and just. He showed me around the city. He loves Berlin.
Oh, I would totally do that. That sounds amazing.
And it was awesome. I love Germany so much.
Virtually every time I've left the country, I've managed to be able to throw up a flag on Twitter or something like that and meet 8 people randomly in London or France or wherever, and it's the best thing ever.
Oh yeah. I actually in East Germany, I had some drinks with OMG It's Luggage, and I pronounced several words for them as a Kentuckian, and they were aghast.
It was like a scene of Love Actually
great night.
Table. Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
You just say y'all, and you just get drinks thrown at you.
We have a town called Versailles, Tell that to a
sales.
European.
For
Oh
sales.
man.
For sales. That's
Yeah.
nice.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's amazing.
Stuff.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
but so my favorite GWJ introduction story is the first time I met the Shawns and Sway in person.
Was this Los Angeles?
that would have been E3, yeah.
So it was
Yeah,
E3.
okay.
And it was hilariously awkward, like totally.
No, it was super awkward.
Yeah, it was really awkward. But like we started talking about The Sims, and I had won a contest for like in the original Sims, you could make a photo album of your Sims doing stuff and then write descriptions. And the hamster came out, and I wrote like I was so just like screwing with the Sims so much. I wrote a little like picture book about how this guy bought a hamster and then started like trapping his neighbors with the hamster so the hamster could kill the neighbors. And you guys and I was like, this is really weird. And you guys were like, oh man, are we gonna sleep with this guy?
I'm not sure we phrased it that way, did we?
Yeah.
Like that?
Wait.
Yeah, because Sean Sands and I were very committed to each other, and we
That's
shared
right.
a
There
bed.
was the whole. By the way,
That's-
you're the one who took the picture, right, Alan? Is
Oh,
that-
yeah. By the by. So,
By the way,
okay, so
Yeah.
E3, I don't even remember what year that was. I don't even
The
remember.
second time we went. 'Cause
2006?
yeah,
8?
that
Like,
feels
it was
right.
a long
No, it
time
wasn't
ago.
8. It was earlier
So-
than that.
So introductions. Obviously, Sean Sands and I knew each other from Redding on Evil Avatar.
But do you know where we'll come back to it? Do not forget where we actually met.
Well, we met in the airport.
In
person.
at a Chili's.
At a Chili's. At a Chili's in the airport in Minneapolis. That's right. That's where we bought
Gamers
it.
with Jobs conference call episode 500, sponsored by Chili's.
Yes. The product placement's supposed to be more subtle than that, Corey. So it was a weird thing, right? Because it was one of those classic online things. Sean and I had known each other right on Evil Avatar. We started this website together, and we did all that stuff long before we ever met in person. So the first time we met, my first reaction to Sean Sands was, "Holy fuck, he's tall." My second reaction was, "Why is he tucking in a shirt and he's not wearing a belt?"
Oh my god,
Wow.
the belt! Holy crap, like a year. I only wear belts now. You gave me a belt complex, you
Good! You don't tuck in a shirt and he's not wearing a belt.
without a belt on now because John Andrew just like, hey, Sean, I see you don't have a belt, idiot.
So, but just to illustrate that how quickly, like I was really wondering, because I'd never met anybody who I'd known on the internet and then in person before. It was amazing how quickly we just fell into sync. Yeah, like we just within 5 minutes, it was just like we've known each other for years, which we had. Oh god, I'm getting a little emotional. Yeah, this guy's clearly one of my best friends. Like obviously, I've never met him in person, but obviously, it was just so obvious when we were sitting across from each other eating terrible eggs at a Chili's.
It was so bad and so I agree completely. I remember the sense ahead of time, like that kind of awkward nervousness, and this is the same sense I had the first time because I met Julian at a Rabbit Con, and literally I was thinking, oh my god, I'm going to a person's house, and how I can't go to a person's house.
I'm going to murder you.
I'm going to murder you. No, it wasn't even that. How dare I go to this person's house, and then within 5 minutes it's like, oh my god, this is just this. Oh yeah, this is fine. This is exactly how my life is supposed to be at that moment. It's sitting across the table at a Chili's or hugging this weird ball YouTube Bono guy at his in his kitchen. That's just how world is supposed to be.
And the moral of the story is go to a meetup.
Yeah,
that's actually very, very true. That is actually very.
I've never met anybody from GWJ that I wasn't like, oh, you're pretty cool. I like
Absolutely.
You're a rat.
And that feels like a really easy thing to say, but it's absolutely true. I'm trying to remember, Amanda, the first time you and I met, was it at Victory Lounge in Seattle, or was it before
could have
that?
been. I don't remember.
There was a whole crew in Seattle that we
Yeah.
did board game nights with for a while, and I remember the culmination of that was kind of like the thing at John Man's, where it kind of took over his house during a PAX. I remember the first time that I met Sean Andrich and Julian was at Gen Con in 2007.
That sounds right.
When Rob Borges and I were touring around helping
That's
out.
right.
Hasbro.
Was that the
Oh,
year we
yeah.
got kicked out of that hotel for playing Guns and Cash and Guns too loud?
Yep.
I think
By
so,
too
yeah.
loud, I mean too correctly,
Right.
because that's exactly
Oh
how
my
you
God,
play that
Corey,
game.
What I
Corey,
remember about that. Go
Oh
ahead,
my God,
Sean.
yeah. No. I just want to say, like, for Eye of Judgment, my one, like, abiding memory of Eye of Judgment is a guy in a full furry costume with the gloves and everything. And I think it was you or Rob demoing the game to him, and he was like trying to hold the card because you have to hold the card up to the
He couldn't
camera.
hold the cards,
but he
yeah.
couldn't hold it. Like his paws like wouldn't work to hold the card up like properly. But he was completely not willing to take the gloves off. Like it was
What
like
a
he wouldn't do
disaster
it.
of a gimmick, honestly.
Oh, it was great.
Why would
man.
you go to a
It was
party
awesome.
It was so crazy.
Hold
I met
cards.
I met so many people for the first time because I met Rob Davio that way. I met Rob Davio's now wife that way, demoing that stuff. But I remember coming to Gen Con that year, and Julian was hosting parties at Gen Con at the time and brought us all together and a bunch of other people, and I came in the first night, and I think I was like too obnoxious or too loud during a game of, I don't know, Carcassonne or something, and I thought I wasn't going to get invited back.
You got
You got really emo about
you
it.
were sloppy drunk. You were sloppy drunk.
I think our friend Chris Mitsinakos was making me what he called White Russians, but we're just whatever was left in the bottles, and just
Yes,
pouring them into
that was the
glasses.
year that we rented the top of the hotel. I remember.
And so
Oh,
the next day, Julian came over to the Eye of Judgment booth
and asked if you were okay.
and was like, "Is everything?" Because I think I skipped a night of partying, and then you guys invited me back, and here we are. And now you were like best. Man at
I
my
think
wedding.
I actually was concerned you had alcohol poisoning. I think
Yeah.
that was really my main.
also probably.
I remember, but and I realize now at this point, are we still even doing a podcast? I'm not 100.
Nope, I don't think so.
This is
My favorite.
This is what podcast is. We just
Can I tell you my favorite? I'm afraid Corey has alcohol poisoning story. Was at a rabbit con.
I remember that.
You know that. So we're sitting there and we are playing. By the way, it is Cash and Guns. By the way, that we were
Yes.
playing at the time, and you pulled out like a bottle of bourbon and a glass, and you looked up at me and you said, "Sean, make me drink this." And I thought, well, of course I'm going to make him drink this. And I said, "Corey," and I did dad voice, Corey Banks, pour that right now, and I want you to drink that. And you're like, "Yay!"
You had me shoot it. You had me
Oh.
shoot it.
Yeah,
That's
you
right.
drank
And I
it.
remember.
And
I
your
remember.
face died. Your whole face died. Like all the blood, like
Yep.
spilled out on the floor, and you went, "I shouldn't have done that."
Yeah, and he just like stone faced, like he went white. He just stood straight up and laughed. Like it was amazing. Oh my god.
I think
What I remember is that I went and I stood up immediately and I walked away from that table and I went to Julian's couch and I just laid down face down on it.
Yeah.
I have a surprising history of alcoholism on this podcast. I was looking
Apparently.
at it.
No idea.
So Julian, you might appreciate this. So this is my Gen Con tags from 2000.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
they're right there.
Dinner
I keep
mode.
them right there.
All Julian
Yeah.
Murdoch.
Yeah. Aggressive hospitality Gen Con. Yeah, that's right.
By the way,
Yeah.
right near my desk, right here within reach.
Yes. A cricket
We
bat.
haven't
with
talked
meeples
about
on
the
it.
meeples at all, but oh my god, the meeples.
We made a band out of a podcast. How
We
weird
played
is that?
Alan's wedding.
You played our wedding and everybody danced.
Oh my
It was
God.
great.
You did, Sean Sands had blacked out the wedding.
I
Forgotten that we
tried really hard to, yes.
our one live gig.
You guys did great. Honestly, you guys are all like, oh, I don't know, live gig.
Alan, I love you like a brother. You were way too drunk to pass judgment on me.
Oh yeah, no, I was super drunk. I'm going off the judgments of everyone else. They were like, yeah, it was good.
They were also incredibly drunk.
Yeah, but that's a wedding.
Which is ideal, by the way.
Well, for drunk people, you did exactly the job. You
Yeah,
nailed it.
well, yeah, and Al, you went up there and played. Like that thing was amazing. Like what a
Alan,
dream.
to be clear, Alan played different songs than we were playing, but we just turned the bass.
Multiple keys.
It was on bass. It was on bass. So
We didn't set him up very well.
Okay.
We did screw up his tuning. No,
So I just so you know, and we can do this all night. Maybe we will.
Yeah.
It's our 500th. We can do whatever we want. So there are just a few people who are like have been very instrumental to the show. We mentioned John Downen, of course, and Rob Borges, who just produce the show and make it what it is. like Graham Rowett, who's just showed up in the Twitch chat,
Yeah.
conveniently enough.
Oh, you mean the voice in my head when I write now?
Yeah,
Is that
when
the
you
Graham
write,
Rowe we're
that's
talking about? Yeah.
His
Okay.
reading,
Cool.
Like the first time Graham reached out, and he's just this random like guy, like hey, like like voice work and things like that. I don't even remember the first contact. Maybe Graham in chat can remind me, but I don't remember exactly the first time. But like his readings of articles over the years have been they're beautiful, but it's like a seal of approval almost.
Yeah.
Like because he always picked them. We never like send him articles to read. He just like reads the ones that speak to him. And they completely just nail the voice that we've written on the site over the years. And so Graham has been really awesome for that. Lara Krieger, who is an on again, off again regular on the show for many years, who's still very close in our hearts. And so we all get so busy, but Lara was like somebody who, oh my God, her voice, not just her physical voice, but her voice in gaming and her perspective.
Exactly.
Just, unbelievable.
I could hear her talk about Dragon Age.
I could also hear her sing round and round.
Oh my God!
There have been some moments that have not been recorded. That,
there is a recording of her and I doing "Don't Stop Believing."
There's nothing better than her doing the do in Tom Sawyer.
Absolutely.
It's like the synth part. Oh,
She's incredible, and like her and my wife Carla becoming very close friends. I couldn't be happier. That was so great. So Graham points out. So it was we were coming up on episode 200, and he was sharing a house with Merle Dandridge, who did the voice of Alex in Half-Life 2.
Oh God, that's right. Yeah.
So
and he was about 10 minutes from my house, and
that's
none
right.
of this was known at the time.
That's right. So he had Merle in Alex Vance's voice from Half-Life 2 record a congratulations on your 200th episode. I will try and dig that up. I don't have it handy. I will try and dig that up because it was so great. It was Alex's voice, and she said something like, "Congratulations on 200th episode. Now stop looking at my ass," because that was like such a classic thing people would do because she'd be talking like in game her character, and like people would be crouching and looking at her butt and jeans. I think would have been Alex Vance. So that was like really fun. So that was the first time we had contact with Graham, and like Graham.
Then we had coffee, and he became part of the crew.
That's right, and so many people come into this community. It's very organic, and a lot of them do come in through Julian Murdoch, and the vortex of hospitality and goodwill over the years. Like you can't put a price on that. Like it's priceless. Because Graham Rowett is he's an amazing guy. He's such a sweetie. He's so kind, and somebody who's that tall and good-looking and talented has every right to be an asshole, and he's completely not. He's such a great dude, and that's
Gamers with Jobs in a nutshell, man.
Yeah,
I mean, like Alan said, I've never seen anybody or met anybody at one of these things that I wouldn't want in my house the next week.
I mean, except Rat Boy, and I only say that.
Well, it does cigar.
But seriously, though, actually,
back up a second. How many of you guys?
By the way,
Rat Boy.
I have.
Have I?
No,
San Francisco meetups.
Can I tell you, it was the weirdest experience in the world meeting Rat Boy because you expect Rat Boy to be completely anonymous, just based off Gamers with Jobs. And when you put a face to him, it's like, oh, is the mystique gone? No, he's still rad.
His personality is larger than life. Yeah.
What was he? Is he like the third or fourth person to sign up for the site? It's something like
he's one of the first. Absolutely.
I mean, literally like in the first 10.
Yep. Legacy R mentions that his favorite Graham Rowett reading was Sean's piece on the fear of his child.
Oh God, I can't listen to that.
Stop.
I can't listen to that.
Oh. I know, and a lot of people earlier in the chat too mentioned like it just brings them to tears to listen to it now. Like that was intense.
I tried to listen to it. It's a beautiful reading. I can't listen to it because it almost makes it like it's happening again. It's like nope, and beautiful.
The funny thing is, I now hear Graham reading articles from the site that hit me, even if for whoever wrote them. Like I reread Lara Krieger's piece about going back to New Orleans after the flood.
Yep.
Which I think was that even on Gamers with Jobs or was that Escapist? I actually don't even remember.
I honestly don't remember either. I remember reading it and loving it.
It was from the same era, and I reread it, and I heard it in Graham's voice in my head. That's how, like, Graham's voice has become the voice of a thing that's written. I hear him reading my own pieces in my head.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So cool. So a few other people. I'll never be able to mention everybody. 500 episodes. It's almost like a decade. Like it's close. Like Gamers with Jobs has been around a long time. This podcast's been around a long time. So I can't hit everybody by a long shot. But just some special mentions. Ken Levine has been a friend of the show for a long, long time, and that's again.
I mean,
that's
you say friend.
Well, to be clear, he's our second rhythm guitarist. So how close can he be?
I mean, I was thinking
rhythm guitar, but Ken Levine.
I would have used the phrase arch nemesis personally.
Yeah, let me just say, okay, so Ken Levine is obviously he's a big shot game designer. He's a big figure in the industry, and he's a really interesting dude, and he's brilliant. He reached out. Sean you were there, I think. Like he reached out to us years ago.
Oh God!
Said like, hey, like at an E3 or something. Like not even him. Like his person reached out to us like, hey, you want to do lunch? Like we're like gamers
what
with
are you
jobs.
talking about?
Yeah, that was you, me, and that was someone else.
Yeah, but like it was him and his PR person.
Yeah, the PR director at the time.
Awesome. And like
because he was just a fan.
He just liked the podcast, and we liked his games, and so like having him on the show over the years has been awesome. And Julian, I know you've had a closer friendship with Ken over the years too, and it's just been really cool to have Ken as part of the show because again, like having someone like Ken, it just sort of like in a way like it kind of helped me get comfortable with talking to industry figures that I really respect. Right, like that, like like just like stop not objectifying or putting someone on a pedestal, but actually getting to know them as a person, as a human being.
Well, that's the most interesting thing about it. Like everybody often, I remember a situation, and I think this was the year we went to. I think the first year at PAX East when we were at what was the hotel with the cool upper
Seaport.
view? Yeah, the first year we went to the Seaport, and God, who was it? Somebody. It's happened over and over again in situations where I'll just be talking to somebody, and just having a great time. And
I know what you're talking about. You met John Schaefer.
John Schaefer.
You didn't know it was John Schaefer.
I was hanging out like John Schaefer and I, the guy who freaking made Civilization.
But you would talk to him for like half an hour, and then I introduced you. Like you didn't
no
know
idea
who it was.
Had no idea. I was talking to the dude who made one of my favorite games, and I mean he introduced himself and you're like, "Hi, I'm John. Oh, cool. I'm Sean. What's up? Let's talk. You like strategy games too? Oh, no, I'm an idiot." But those moments where you find out these are just dudes hanging out like that, I love that.
And that's the thing about having Levine on that's been so cool is that you would expect Ken Levine to have some sort of message he wants to put across or like have some sort of agenda, and he's just a nerd.
He just wants to play World of Warcraft and make crappy
Oh my
jokes.
God.
That's
Okay,
all
so-
he wants to do.
Yeah.
I want the one clip from this podcast to be Corey. Ken Levine's just this nerd.
Yeah. That's how Ken will never talk to me again, probably.
He wouldn't disagree with that.
Not for a second.
I mean, we've just had a lot of opportunities like that. Talking to guys like Soren Johnson, talking to guys like John.
Soren's
Schaefer.
awesome. Yeah.
The developers that we've been able to interview for segments and stuff like that, who have just been not even I can't think of an interview that we've done that's been super promotional. It's just like
no, and in
If
fact,
if we're doing the big dick name dropping thing, can I share my favorite moment ever of a Gamers?
I know you want to, so go for it.
I'm totally going to, and it's not even big names. It's board game names. So this was the year that we rented a giant place in Gen Con, and we had 50 people across the whole top floor. And I walk over to a corner, and I've just invited everybody I could by handing out dog tags during the course of the whole convention. And I hear these two people getting really angry at each other, arguing about World War II. And they're like, "You're an idiot. That tank would never have survived in Verdun." I mean, it's like Verdun, and like going on and on and on. And I'm looking back and forth, and I'm like, okay, I know these people. I introduced them, and I realize it's Larry Harris who designed Axis and Allies, and Richard Borg who designed Memoir 44. Who apparently don't really know each other, but we're screaming their heads off. And then I turn around, and Rob Davio is behind me, and he said, "See what chaos you have brought." That's my favorite moment of like managing to meet people who were legends to me in the industry, albeit like not video gamey nerdy people, but I loved that moment in my life.
Well, that was Gen Con was the first time you and I met in person, Julian. Was that 2008 or 6 or whatever it was? My sense of time is really bad at this point.
Yeah, what could it be old?
Yeah, and God, my hair was long back then. I didn't even know what I was doing. But that was we were sharing a room with you and Bill Sabram, who's amazing, and Rob. I want to say Rob Davio, but it's Rob Davio. He's correct. After years of saying Davio, he finally corrected me in a fit of rage while we were playing Blood Rage, appropriately enough, at the latest RabbitCon. He's like, because he was just angry at the game, and he's like, Davio. I was like, finally,
that may not even be true. He might have just been trolling you.
Just possible, but nonetheless. And we shared the hotel room and stuff, and so that was like my introduction to like the Julian Murdoch world.
I think there's a story here you're not telling, because you told me a story about sharing a room with them, and Bill Sabram is very much an early riser, right? He gets up and he's just like so positive and happy about everything. And you told me that Julian got up and he leapt out of bed and he's just wearing his like underoos, right? and he immediately gets up and he stretches and he drops down and he does like 5 push-ups and gets up and he's ready to start the day.
Yeah.
And you kind of, what I remember from the story is that you witnessed this, but you pretended to still be asleep.
Yeah, it was just like it's classic Julian Murdoch for one, but it's just kind of like that sort of like you're an outsider in sharing a space with people who've known each other for years.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of cognizant that that's the experience a lot of people have with Gamers with Jobs too. Like when you're new to the site, you're like somebody who's like there's strata. There's just strata of in-jokes that you just have no idea what's going on, and all you can do is throw yourself in. Like, it's just how it goes.
Not to keep pushing it, but the easiest way to do that is get on Curse. I'm serious.
Yeah, Curse is great.
Get the conversational channels. Like, I mean, it normalizes everybody's conversation so much and makes you relate that much more quickly.
Mm-hmm. I have never heard of a situation where somebody has tried, genuinely tried to jump in and be positive and be involved in the community, and the community's been like, get out. Like, that's just, there's
a person in the chat right now, Albert Spangler, who says, as a longtime listener but never really used the forums, I could use a more positive online games group. And boy, have you found the right place. Let me tell you.
Jump in, dude. Yeah. Seriously. We're here
now,
for you.
This is the place, this is the time. And it's because of, and it's not us. That's the first thing you need to understand is that, like, we're not shilling us here at all. We are shilling Gamers with Jobs. And if anything, this podcast is us representing this beautiful community that we've been lucky enough to be a part of.
He asked a great question, because he asked, do I need to be more active in the forums? And, I think one of the things I really like is that people have their sort of identities in different places. Like, you don't need to be active in the forums to be able to be in the Diablo Season 6 group, or the Curse group, or the Overwatch group, or over here. Like get involved in the thing you're interested in and be involved there. Like, nobody's ever going to come in and sort of check your cred as far as, are you on the forums enough? It's about an attitude, not credibility. So I mean, you're welcome. Obviously, if you're enjoying the forums, jump in.
We've had a couple of people in the thread tonight who were saying, I'm only a podcast guy, I never show up in the forums, and a few people, like I think Bad Ken, had said, I've never really listened to the podcast that much, but I read the forum every day. Yeah. Hey, man, that's awesome. Don't do either. Show up and play.
Don't worry about it.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm. So a couple other quick people I want to mention, and then I've got one more audio message to play. Kate Craig is
oh my god, the best.
Kate is an amazing person. We met Kate and her now wife, Emily Carroll, at the
PAX
Prime. Our first slap and tickle was at a PAX Prime at a
Oh God, that beer hall.
The beer
brew
place.
pubs. Yeah, burgers and beer. Someone mentioned it way earlier in the chat.
Yep.
And that was our first big slap and tickle. And there were over 100 people, and we could not get our heads around it.
Yeah.
Like, we couldn't.
We sat in a corner for
We're like,
a while.
who are you people? And thank God Julian's there because he's he's
Julian
much wiser.
Thank
You guys
God
should
you were there.
mingle.
Amanda's the one who had the name tags. We would have been
That's
doing
right.
it.
That's
Right,
true.
and like I just want to say that was the first time I was sitting at the table with Emily and Kate. Like I just walked up to the table and I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" Blah blah blah. And then you walked over and you thought we were all friends because of the way that we were talking. We're like, "No, I just met these people. This is amazing. This is crazy."
Here's
So
what-
like that
here's
was the
what
first
I
time I actually talked to
really-
you.
Here's what I really like about Amanda is the first time I met you, like you had name tags, you were ready to go, and my first thought was, "Oh my God, thank God somebody who knows what we're doing. Please just tell me where to go now, Amanda."
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Well,
Just
well, I
tell me
was
where to go and what to do, please.
Somebody finally.
yeah, because like that was when Mom Gamer she couldn't get around, so I was like, "I'll do it. I'll be your footman." And she just overwatched everything and then played Minecraft, which was like way ahead of her. She was way ahead of her.
Perfect.
She was
Perfect.
way ahead of the game at that point.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you can't sell what Mom Gamer does for the community.
Oh,
What her presence
Tony's
in
the
packs. Mom Gamer's the best. One of my favorite packs is actually, in fact, my favorite packs was I got to share a hotel with Mom Gamer. So we actually got to share a hotel. We got to hang out. And she's just the fucking coolest human being. Like, she's so great.
Half of what I know about parenting in the last 10 years, I've learned from her.
Yeah, and
She has a posse. She doesn't have kids. She has a posse.
she has a posse, and her kids are phenomenal. And anybody who works closely with her is phenomenal. She's been a huge pillar in the community as well. I also want to shout out a few other people, and I'm not going to hit everybody, so I feel bad even trying. But Bombs Fall. In the early donation drives, Bombs Fall did art for our donation drives and kind of lent them a legitimacy that I don't think, frankly, they would quite have had otherwise. And now, we're still waiting. There's it printed. There's Sean Sands has it on his camera. I have every Bombs Fall piece printed somewhere in my house.
I have it on a mug. Graham Rowett gave me a mug with his art on it.
That's right. And
Graham
like,
Rowett's mug is
you know,
amazing.
and since then, Bombs Fall's he's kind of a big deal on the internet, and he's working on Night in
Night in the Woods.
Night in the Woods.
which I can't wait.
Which
for.
incidentally, I didn't even say it, but I got to see it and play it at PAX East, and
You
it's
son of a bitch.
And
I said something to you
Scott, his
before we
team was
started that
So
podcast.
they were so unbelievably gracious, and they gave me hugs, and we talked for half an hour, and he's the most awesome guy in the
Can't
world.
believe I didn't go to PAX East.
But anyway.
Yeah,
And
so that's
the problem with that game is they did a half-hour demo, and every person who sat down played all half hour of it.
Oh,
So it was
yeah.
like, yeah, we got 100 people through in 3 days.
Julian, did you get a selfie with him? I asked you.
I did not get a selfie with him.
No.
But I
One
get a
job.
he's like the cuddliest of cuddly bears. I have a feeling you can get a selfie with him anywhere.
So even though I keep calling him Bombs Fault, Scott Benson, he's a whirlwind on Twitter, so he's not hard to find. I would be remiss. It's a bit of an Oscar speech, but we got to thank our various significant others, because for years and years and years, 500 episodes, you said to our spouses, "Sorry, honey, I'm gonna go and talk to people on the internet for a couple hours, every weekend." Every weekend, and that's not a small thing at all. So obviously that's that the support systems around this are why we can keep doing it. So I've got one last audio thing I want to play, and then we should wrap this up because I am.
I have to interrupt. I have to say we have to give a shout out to the actual technical folks who are running Gamers the website and everything else.
Eric Hansen.
Oh, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff Beeman, Eric Hansen.
we'd have to.
Jonathan.
Alan,
Yeah.
come on. Jeff Beeman and Eric have to get a little bit of credit.
No,
100%.
they're on my list for. I was getting there.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, you were.
So
Sure, you were. Andrew.
Okay, I do want to talk about this a second because, I started doing the technical side of Gamers with Jobs back when I was in college, and it was it was like I built the
That's
shittiest
right.
boat possible, and then just had 8 rolls of duct tape, and was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, constantly.
But Jeff's
Like
been a
the
pro.
people running it now are actual professionals, and they are doing an amazing job.
Well, and that's just there's no they. It's just Jeff Beeman, who just happens to he's grown like basically Jeff Beeman is a Drupal guy, and so he's his career is Drupal. So that's his day job, and then what he does for Gamers with Jobs, like even he just did an update like a week and a half ago. He added like a like function to the forum, and,
Oh my
and
god, it's the best.
By the way,
It's the best.
like the current function, the current form of Gamers with Jobs was a collaboration with Jeff Beeman, with Frederick, and myself, and that was like a long process, and then so now Jeff has been like he is the lifeblood, like he is the guy who makes Gamers Jobs like vibrant. Websites need to change and grow with its users, with its needs, and he's been phenomenal.
He's in the chat too.
And he is in the chat, which is good because I want him to hear every word of this.
So you stay committed. Like, don't.
No.
Remember how much we love you.
We had the pleasure of hanging out with Jeff at PAX East a few times, and I even went to the airport with him, and we've had a chance to hang out. Like Graham Rowett, he's just he is singular in the fact that he is like a genuinely nice, good-hearted person, and I am. I mean, Corey likes to joke. I am a pain in the ass sometimes, and I am. I definitely. I have my edge, and I can be very demanding in my way. And Jeff Beeman, working with him is just a joy. And what he does for the website, you can't put $1 on it. Like it's just it's.
No, you could put $1 on it. It's extremely
technically
high.
you could.
And have we ever acknowledged?
I don't give him nearly enough dollars as he actually should get. Like
Yeah.
And have we ever acknowledged that Eric Hansen took over as the Wordsmith took over as the editor? Because that's like been the other amazing transition.
Honestly, the front
obviously.
page exists now purely because of him. Like,
Completely.
I
It's
mean,
his show.
he's got a brand new kid, like, and he's still just running the show really well. I just, for a long time, I think that was a big challenge you and I had. Is like, how do we, as you and I, Sean, both kind of like kept going in jobs and like kept going in a direction, and at first it was just you and I writing it. It was just not sustainable. Like the front page of the site probably might not exist, at least in the way we know it, if not for Eric.
All right, there, I'm done. That was my. I had to make sure that
that's
happened.
completely true. And what I love about Wordsmith is that he does bring his own voice and his own perspective
It's
on
such
it.
a good voice. It's so
And
good.
he never came at it with we asked him like to run that, and he never came at it with like, oh well, how would you guys like me to do things? Like no, he stepped in and said, here's how I'm going to do things, and that's exactly what we needed. Like because it's because like that's been the thing over the years. Like where Sean Sands and I are at now, and we're all at now compared to where we were at when we started, is very different. And so the sites had to really grow organically with all of us, like our various levels of commitment, our various levels of busyness. Like we've all had points where we hit a wall and we're just like, I don't know if I can keep doing this like in different
I'm
ways.
super busy with EU4. I mean,
Someone asked in the chat.
so little time.
Someone asked in the chat, and I think this is an interesting way to sort of move on from all of the sort of plaudits here.
Yeah.
Somebody asked what the closest we've ever come to missing a week was, and I figured that's got to be an Andrich question.
Yeah, I am militant. I will record alone.
I thought the
on
wedding was close.
The wedding was pretty close.
The wedding was tight.
was probably close.
But I never had any doubt that, like, as long as we have an H4, we can make something
Yeah.
happen.
What's the episode where we just had two of us?
There's at least one episode where there was two of us. There might be one where it was just me, but I don't remember.
I don't know.
anymore.
There was never just one.
There's
There
never
was
just
not
one
one
where
with.
there was
I
never an
do
episode.
remember
Wait,
an
wait,
episode
there
where he
is-
did an intro.
There was a Sean intro greatest hits thing.
Yeah.
There may have been a greatest hits thing. That would have been a long time ago.
Greatest
Hits are hard to make.
positive that we've never missed a week.
We've never
missed a week. I
missed a
can
week.
definitely tell you
Promise you.
that. We've never missed.
That
a
feels
week.
just like a bragging point. That feels like revisionist history.
After 500 goddamn episodes, we can brag once.
The data's out there. Anybody can go look. We've never missed a week, and that's thanks to all y'all. So let me do this last one because I don't want to miss any of our audio bits here. So here's the last one. I think it's this one.
This is LBD WAG. This is Legacy R.
This is Vapor.
And this is Angie Muller from Central New York. Thanks for the hours and hours of intelligent and mature gaming commentary, for the drink upon drink consumed at PAX East Slap and Tickles, where we may or may not have had an incident on the stumble back to our hotel that required stitches that were never administered. Congratulations on the 500th episode. May you have many, many more. Cheers.
I love that.
I'm left with more questions than answers.
I know. Like, I do need to know more about these stitches. I don't remember hitting anybody, but a lot of stuff happens at our.
You get a bottle of champagne deep, so you can't be responsible for what's happening.
I got the your own actions.
So there you go. That's our 500th episode. We've just cleared about 2 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Amanda's like, no, I'm done.
Thank you for everybody for
staying
staying with us.
She's done.
So I'll, as is my privilege, you may say, as the. I don't even feel like I'm in charge at this point, but.
Oh no, we feel like you're in charge.
You say that
I hope
now.
somebody is.
Somebody's steering the ship.
So Alan Cook. Your enthusiasm, your weird tastes, your perspective over the years has been just amazing. And you were like Sean Sands, Alan Cook, Sway, and myself. Sway's like Prince. I don't even like to say his real name. I just like calling him Sway. Like you guys, we all came to the first E3 together. And I don't know why. One of my first like abiding memories of you is like maybe you had Altoids or something, like mints. And you put the mint in your mouth, and it was like really like strong, and you'd like shake your head side to side with your tongue sticking out because you're like, ah! Like, I don't know why, but that's like the Alan Cook face in my mind when I think of you for some reason. And of course, a picture of Sean and I sleeping together, which let that one go.
There's that picture. Sure.
The best part about this is I think Alan may have just dropped. So he's
gone. He's totally
out. Oh no.
That's fine.
I thought he was just staring intently at the screen.
Yeah, I don't like any of
Hi,
this.
Alan. He's like, fuck this.
So Alan's the worst.
Yeah.
And,
so Corey Banks, it's our 500th episode. I get to do this, and I am like 3/4 through my bottle of not champagne. It's from Napa Valley. You are my brother, my slightly younger brother, and
slightly little brother. That's what I am.
We have a very sibling relationship, but boy, we've both grown in this whole process, and you're just an amazing human being. I love your perspective on things, and I miss you on this podcast. I wish you were here more.
Julian, again, I love you, man.
Yeah, Julian Murdoch, I love you too. Julian Murdoch, you are the beating heart of this website. I've called you our mascot, but I mean it. Like being able to, not just on the Mr. Clean bottles, but being able to creating a physical space where we can all meet in person consistently. And online relationships are nice. Online chat is nice. Words on the screen are nice, but being in person and sharing space with somebody is really special. And you open your house up multiple times a year to all these amazing people who we all feel very close to. It's not a small thing. It's church. It's so important.
Well, that's the best thing anybody could ever say. So salam.
Amanda Knowlton, you've been here from the beginning. You've been just the backbone of Gamers with Jobs, like the name tags, like every time that there's you bring people together and connect people and give them a safe space. And we've been through some shit, and you've really been here for us, and it was such a natural to bring you on, and I was so honored when you said you'd come. I can't thank you enough for that. It's what a great voice you are.
You're too kind.
To have on this podcast. And and Sean Sands, what can I say, man? Like, what the fuck?
No, that's what you can say. Thank you.
It's just we started Gamers with Jobs because we wrote for evilavatar.com. We didn't like the guy who ran the place, and we got tired of it. And after a few months, we just couldn't stand not having an audience anymore. And we said we should start a website, and thankfully your wife came up with a good name. It wasn't Entergainment, which was
Oh my God! Really?
Wait, what?
I didn't mean that way.
Excuse me?
No, that's real.
Can you repeat that for the class?
Nah. So when Gamers with Jobs was formed, I sat in an apartment building with my then girlfriend Carla, and we sat back to back in our little computer room, and that's where Gamers with Jobs began. And we kind of started this thing. And over the years, you've been everything from self-employed to a GameStop manager to, like, I don't even know what you are anymore. You're some kind of corporate bigwig. You're running the place. I don't even know what's happening. But we've always been there for each other, and we've often said, and I'll share it with everybody. I don't care. I've had plenty of Napa Valley sparkling wine.
We figured that out.
And I mean it.
Wow.
I would burn this site down to the ground if I had to choose between Sean Sands and Gamers with Jobs, because we've always been there for each other, and we always will be. And yeah, so
You are my best friend.
yeah. Likewise.
All right. Well, that's a lot
All
of
right.
crying.
Well, that was.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay, we made it 500. We promised not to do that again for years.
For 1,000. And if you're listening to this this far, thank you very much for sticking with us for this long. Are we going to get to 1,000? I don't know. It's
Are we going to get to
can't-
501? That's the
Yeah,
question.
you can't predict this kind of thing. So thank you, everybody, very much for listening, for being a part of this ongoing project, for being a part of this community. It means the world to us. It's changed all of our lives, and we're very happy to be a very small part of yours. So thank you very much. And that's going to do it for this week. On behalf of Alan Cook, Amanda Knowlton, Julian Murdoch, Sean Sands, and Corey Banks. Production, as always, by Mr. Jonathan Downen. I'm Sean Andrich. We'll see you next week.
Woo! Oh my God!
Grand Theft Auto is a blight on the industry. Yes, I got it.
Vanguard was a train wreck.
Shots
Oh
fired.
man.
Wow. All right.
Can I say, it's not going to go on the show, just for the chat. My favorite Amanda story, bar none,
Oh no.
is when I went and saw her in Vancouver before I proposed. And
Not
she
to
gave me
Amanda, to be
advice-
clear. Not to
I mean,
Amanda.
not to Amanda, to my wife Nicole, and we hung out and we had such a great time playing pinball. And I came back, and the next week, she sent to our home, and Nicole opened the box of gummy penises.
Not just gummy penises. You have to tell the whole thing.
What I remember were the gummy penises because we ate every single one of them. Nicole and I both.
There was gummy penises. There was one of those penises that it's like in a pill, and you drop it in the water, and it becomes this
Oh, it's like
giant
it's
jelly
gross.
penis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't. I don't think we did that one before the move, but yeah.
Okay.
But
And
we
then there was
ate
another
every
one-
single damn gummy penis, and it was the best.
Good, right? And then there was that sticky penis that you throw at the wall, and it climbs down the
Right.
wall. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, so
Okay, now I'm going to stop recording.
when my internet went out that last time, evidently some shit went down.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
I came back, and there was some real emotional shit happening.
Oh yeah, no, we had
Alan,
John the whole bottle in.
You weren't even
It was-
here
there
for
was-
you.
There
He
was
was
there was a picture on the gummy. There was a sticky note on the gummy penises that Nicole just reminded me. It said, "Do not fuck this."
Important safety tip.
Do not fuck. No, I just said
I-
do not
Do
fuck.
not fuck.
This is
Yes,
what
that's.
I need to know because the thing that Sean brought up about Alan is that you had an Altoids and you acted like a horse that had been tranquilized. Like,
You remember that, right? I'm not crazy. Yeah. I
mean,
said some
that's
real
not like
nice
a
shit,
thing I
Alan.
would do, but I do not remember that.
Yeah,
so.
I said some real nice shit, Alan, but I also called you out on your Altoids, like not
did.
being able to handle your mint shit.
nice stuff is in there.
You're like, holy fuck.
Get your Altoids game together. Oh man. I honestly don't know. Are we still broadcasting, by the way?
We are still broadcasting.
Leave it on. We can
Still
stop the
broadcasting.
recording.
Okay, good.
Fuck it.
Oh,
Oh my god, that was a lot of fun.
Well, so if we are broadcasting, I do want to thank
Anders, are
everybody.
you okay? Can I give you an internet hug or something?
Yeah,
I'm
I want to
great.
just reach out all the way to Winnipeg.
I'm great. That was pent up in me. I was so glad. I'm glad to have that on record.
It was very nice. I do also want to take a second. Thank you if you joined us tonight, man. I was wondering if we have like 4 people on.
And we had like
I
90.
mean, we had to still figure it out.
we had a max of 69.
Yeah,
69.
We got higher than that, penis candies.
Go on.
If you joined us, thank you so much. Thank you.
And
I love you, community.
And also, Rat Boy, I'm still not satisfied with your explanation of where you disappeared to for like 2 fucking years or whatever it was.
If Rat Boy is still in San Francisco, I plan on calling him out next week.
Hell yeah.
Good.
Are you coming out?
I'm out next week.
You didn't tell me.
I just looked at. I'm leaving on Monday morning, so let's do a thing.
Hang out.
Hey,
You're not seriously though, Julian. You're not going to murder me in the woods, right?
Nope. I'm not gonna murder you in the woods.
He hasn't done it yet.
I may make you eat dehydrated backpacking food.
I
which
swear
could
to
be close.
God, will you please not put your dehydrated whatever anywhere near my face? I do not want that.
Just make sure you drink water, or it'll suck all the moisture out of your body, and you will die in the woods. Like, that will happen.
Here's the thing: I keep taking these walks. Like I found this local park where like it's got these nice walking trails, and you know I'm doing these like 3-mile walks, and I'm like, I know, Julian, this still isn't enough. Come on, step up. Go.
No, wait,
Just going
back
to the
up.
woods.
Back up. You're taking walks and getting into the outdoors, and you're successful, and you play a shit ton of EU4.
Well, it's
I
Lars
know.
these days, but whatever.
Fucking hate you, man.
Just wait, I'm gonna make him sleep in a like sleeping bag on a like blow up
I'm gonna
mattress.
snore the hell out of those.
I'm sleeping in a hammock
snore
100
those
feet away.
down.
You're gonna wake up.
I'm
The
sleeping
bear's
in a
gonna try to
hammock
meet with you.
Bears are gonna be like, oh my God, please.
Bears are gonna think it's a mating call.
I will not be anywhere near you. I'm going to be very far away.
Yeah. Who's that sexy bear out there in the woods?
I haven't been off my CPAP machine for months, but I bet it's still.
You can haul your CPAP machine into the woods. That's
No,
fine.
you can't. It's a plug. Like, do we have plugs? Then no, we
No.
can't. We can't
How
do
many
that
double
thing.
A's will it
That thing you
take?
just
It
said
must
was
make a
dumb, and you should feel
battery-operated
bad.
CPAP machine. God, we're old people.
Oh my God, it's
Oh,
amazing.
man.
All right, well, who's gonna play Overwatch in like 20 minutes?
Now.
Right now, yes.
So
Good
wait,
times.
I'm gonna
Right
get
now.
the kids to bed, and then I am 100%.
So wait, Amanda,
do this.
Amanda, are you like not home?
No, I'm in
Yeah, where
Seattle
are you?
right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm at my sister's place in West Seattle, in her closet.
I thought you
Awesome.
were like
Oh
I
my
thought you were a
God.
fugitive from the law and you could never re-enter the United States.
I got my card, so everything's good. I
Ah,
can travel.
okay.
Air travel's a thing now. Yeah,
Nice.
Come down
yeah.
to San Francisco.
I'm in
All right.
Vancouver
I
in
wish.
Vancouver in June. We have to hang out.
In June. Okay, when in June?
7th?
Okay, good. Early June is good. I
Sixth,
mean,
seventh?
late June, not so much.
All right.
So
All right.
let's
Well,
do it.
thank you very much, Twitch, for sticking with us over the years and tonight especially. And yeah, this may be an episode I can't listen to. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Did you cry? Did you cry?
He's
Were there
cried. He's
tears?
cried. There were
cried.
tears.
I came
There were
close.
tears.
I came
As
close.
much navel gazing as we did for a while, this may be an episode nobody can listen to. I don't really know. See how that goes.
There was a bit of a cacophony there.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Have fun in Overwatch, everybody.
Yeah. See ya.